Live from my basement, it's Thursday night. Woo!
We should just play that from
What?
now on.
No. And it fades. Didn't fade. Maybe it's just too long to fade. I found a setting in the Stream Deck where you could say fade. And then I'll just hawk into the camera. Welcome to Dave's Imaginations. Dave's Imaginations presents The Ire of Mordroc. The Ire of Mordroc. Why do we call it Ire of Mordroc? It seems like he should have more ire. I should bring more of his ire into this game. Mordroc had kidnapped Princess Singe, his dragon, to kidnap Princess Daphne. You guys went rent his castle. You rescued Princess Daphne, but Mordroc got away. Mordroc fled to some alternate plane, you believe, and Princess Daphne has sent you to bring him to justice. Oh, by the way, if you do that, could you please find Dirk the Daring, because I really love Dirk the Daring, and I don't want to have to marry Prince Charming. You went on a search. You went to his school. You learned of his lab partner, Ntzlplx. Ntzlplx says, yeah, he's probably in an alternate dimension somewhere, some different plane of existence. Oh, but I have you found Ntzlplx, and he says, I have a vessel that can take you there. We can start searching the multiverse for Mordroc, but its battery's dead. I need, which happens to be the legendary Eye of Moloch, a la the cover of whatever edition of D&D. Notice this one still has his eyeball. It hasn't been stolen yet.
On the top, like the other image.
Who might be stealing that Eye of Moloch? Us, maybe. He says the Eye of Moloch is 98% chance it's at Isle of Dread in the Temple of Moloch. And if you go and get that Eye of Moloch, you bring it back to me, we'll put that sucker in my vessel, and we'll go search the multiverse for Mordroc. You have made your way to the Isle of Dread. You are on the ship, the Harbinger, under Captain Vale Stormrake. And you are doing a traditional hex crawl through this map but your fee for the transportation of the ship was to find the pirate lair and bring at least one pirate to justice or kill him. Or kill him. And so you did that, and you have not done that. You're working on that, and we have. Where's my PowerPoint? My PowerPoint is here. Is not there. Where's my PowerPoint?
So is this green gem a siren that made it aboard? Or is that somebody else?
Oh. No.
Who? That green gem, if you remember, there is a green hue to the lights of the Stormlight. The front lights have that gem. That gem represents those lights. And why is my PowerPoint on what screen is my PowerPoint? Let's go over. Oh, well, it's right there. Right there it is. All right. So one thing you might notice that is on the Discord, I have a different avatar. And I have this orcish looking avatar because I've joined another game. I was doing Wednesday mornings. That one folded. I am now doing...
You're cheating on us.
I would say I'm cheating on you, but I'm telling you about it. And it's a different night.
Hey,
Should've-
whatever you're into.
Wait, that's all it takes to get away with it?
Wait a minute.
So in that game, I'm playing Grumthar.
Is that the lesson that you're supposed to take from
If I do it on Wednesdays, it's okay?
On Sunday evenings, I am live on YouTube with another group. I'm not leading it. Someone else is leading it. I'm just playing. I get to play. Woo-hoo. Grumthar is an orc barbarian. This is orcish campaign. So it's got orcs. We've got Duergar. We have a goblin and an elf. Why don't we just throw in a normal elf? I don't know why. My character doesn't like the pale skin elf. Doesn't understand why she's there. I, the player, don't completely understand why she's there. But we will get... Probably that's just what the person wanted to play. That person wasn't there last week. I will be missing this week. They knew about it. But that's just a little plug for my Wednesday night. I didn't tell you the channel. I couldn't tell you. Dungeons and 20s is the name of the YouTube channel. Dungeons and 20. For all those people writing that down feverishly so they can get more Dave in their life, because I know everyone wants more Dave in their life. Who wouldn't? And you know, who wouldn't? That's right. Inspiration for you that you already had.
Kiss ass.
Disadvantage for you.
That's not how it works.
It's not how it works. Oh, I'm the DM. I can make it work.
Watch me.
So, keyboard
That
set.
swarm bees flies right up your nose.
So that is why I have the orc on my Discord, which no one in the multiverse can see. Only us and Ken can see that, but that is why that's there. We were talking about this scroll. Now, as promised, I made a new icon to represent those when we get to the, where's my mouse? Up here. Mouse. When we are doing a hex scroll within, if you were to go online, I can move this star, and that will represent where the hex that the party is in. All right, so that is what that's supposed to represent. But for now, maybe I'll just move it up here.
You
Boop.
added the beach numbers too.
I added the beach numbers. You didn't request it, but I did it for 1, 2. So this was the volcanic, the weird rocky through Rex Island.
Mm-hmm.
2, I believe, was the hole in the ground that stunk really bad. With the Ooga Boogas, wasn't that there?
Well,
With the-
Oh, that was 4.
humanoid-
That was 4.
4 was the whole. Yeah. 2 is the footprints.
Where we found humanoid footprints. Okay.
And they're dinosaurs.
The dinosaurs. I don't remember the footprints. Were there footprints?
It was a nat 20, and you said there were footprints, but that's all we.
Okay.
Humanoid footprints, but not
But
pirates.
not pirates.
Okay, good.
And, yeah. So
3 was you saw a red dragon flying around that island.
Mhm.
And I haven't put one where we're at now because we're not done yet. Not done yet. Oh my goodness gracious. Alt tab. Command Z. Command Z. What is going on? This is gonna make me sad.
Might just have to drag it back as best you can.
Yeah, that's not gonna make me happy. Did it fix itself? It looks like maybe it ultimately fixed itself.
Nope.
No.
No. Somebody moved.
That's
There you go.
Massive earthquake.
And the clouds cleared, and we could see.
This weird dream where there was how the land shifted.
That's pretty darn
3 miles
close.
to the west.
Right? That's pretty darn close.
Are you trying to share something?
No. Screw you. I'm not sharing nothing.
Well, I mean, I don't care about me, but all your viewers.
Oh, right. Yeah, so nothing happened.
Advocate, kid.
Nothing happened.
Okay.
Nothing happened. No one saw it. Nothing happened. So here we are going 4 wide. Sure, we'll go for it. Although not doing much on the boat right now. We're all looking over the side, but in actuality,
It's cool. It's 3D.
ooh, yeah, it is nice. As it just barely misses my left.
Whirlpool! Okay. We're all gonna die.
It's also spin the bottle to determine randomly.
Is
who
this
the
like,
random-
see, that's
Initiative.
Yeah.
We'll spin for initiative instead. There you go.
Hilarious.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Mix it up a little.
Get my corner. If I get the corner right, it should be right. Oh, that's pretty close. That's pretty close. This guy. Do we move this guy? He's kind of in this hex right there, right? If you imagine that the hex comes down, and comes up, comes down, it's somewhere in there. Somewhere there. You are in this little cubby right here. This is where I kind of envision you're in that little... And we said that was a lagoon, right? And, through the power of artificial intelligence, because that's the only intelligence I have, is Adventure Robo drifts into a lagoon of crystal clear water, dazzling beneath the surface. Beneath the surface, brilliant fish shimmer like living gemstones. Jagged rock formations encircle the lagoon, rising like petrified waves. Only a narrow clearing along the shore offers a place to land. Towering above the scene is a 60-foot cliff, its face split by a thundering waterfall that crashes into the far side of the lagoon. There, perched in the spray, is a massive nest. The nest was at the top of the waterfall. woven from driftwood, jungle vines, and a sea-worn bones. Sea-worn bones. As you investigate the beach, you discover an upturned shell of a giant sea turtle. It's been cleaned to the bone. A deep pecking marks mark the underside. 3-pronged bird tracks, large as shells, large as shields, surround the kill. Judging by the prints, 2 immense birds were responsible.
Are we talking about like a buckler or a kite shield or?
Then the waterfall stirs. From behind the cascade, a head pokes slowly through the water. Feathered in vibrant parrot-like plumage of green, gold, and scarlet, the creature resembles a hen the size of a horse. So it's a huge creature. Large. So large is 10 foot, right? Huge is 15 foot cube. If it was
So horse, not dragon, like the picture.
Yeah.
correct. Well, we'll get to the picture. I don't know if you've seen the picture yet.
I did, yeah.
Okay. The size of a horse with a thick body, short flight feathers, and unsettling intelligent gleam in its eyes. It puffs its throat out and lets out a piercing, echoing a sound that ripples through the lagoon. However, a slight correction to what you saw. What you saw was actually what you guys where we ended last was actually a hen, not what I showed you.
Oh.
What poked through its head through the falls was a hen. The hen looks something like this. The hen looks something like this. It's a right, and then, as if answering the call of the hen, this giant rooster scrambles to the edge of the cliff, and it jumps down, its wings flapping, more of a guided fall than a flight, as it flies down at you. Now, like we've agreed, this is a little bit larger than the.
So the 2 are like the same size?
Yeah, they're about the same size. It's a fat old hen behind the waterfall, and then you have the rooster coming down to protect its territory. All right, so this is where we ended last week. Why don't we all roll initiative, and you can tell me what you do.
Or do we spin the bottle for
Kind.
We got a 9 for Tremor. All right, how about Artemis?
3.
3, nice. Jeff?
11.
11. Kenana?
12.
12 for Bay. You guys are rolling stellar. Your luck is out. Have you rolled for Belinda yet?
15.
15 for Belinda. Our strength-based bikini-wearing. No, that was just a joke. That was just.
Hey, when you're on a cruise, man.
That's right. You're never gonna see these
Gotta
people.
work on our tan.
You're never gonna see these people again. What do you care?
Every crew needs thigh candy, right?
No, not Jeff wouldn't say that.
Jeff is
Jeff
thigh
is
candy.
thigh candy.
All right, and so let's see here, Rooster. And oh, come on. Sort descending. Thank you for not making a hetero. Belinda.
Mm-hmm.
You are standing somewhere along this rocky shore, somewhere near this overturned turtle, and you see the hen poke its head, and then down you see this huge ass rooster in pirate plumage flowing down at you.
So we all came on the rowboat and we're standing on.
You're
The
on
side.
the shore. The rope
Okay.
right now. Yorlock is cowering. I don't want him to sound. For purpose of tonight, we have one of our players is on remote assignment. So
He's our getaway driver.
he is saying, "Come on, come in, I'll row us out of here."
Okay. Is Rooster coming
Oh,
at us?
oh, he's coming at you. Yeah.
Okay.
How far
But it's
away?
probably not within like 15 feet.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Far away.
So
It jumped from 60 feet up. It's gliding down. Next turn, it will be in close range to somebody.
So I could hold an action to attack it once it comes within range of me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to remember that. I think that's 15 feet with my elemental thingy. Where is that?
Can't you throw stuff as a monk weapon?
I could, but then I don't know that I would get it back if I throw it at a
You're
rooster over
absolutely
the ocean.
yeah. Over the lagoon, but yeah.
Yeah. So I will hold and do a
You smell like a dog.
elemental.
Fancy that?
I know.
Yeah.
Shocking.
Gotta love me. Gotta love me.
Yeah. So that's what I'm doing.
Holding action to. So when you take your action, you'll get 2 swings with your normal action. You don't get bonus actions, right? Because you can't. You don't have a bonus attack. You don't have bonus action when you take a held action. So you have a bonus action or a movement. I often say you can use a bonus action as a held action, but you don't get both. That's the point, right? You're done?
Yes.
Bay. Rooster flying down at you.
Hold on. Let's see. Okay, so it looks like roosters have a better sense of smell based on my knowledge of roosters. So I am going to.
Just so you know, I made up this creature based off of a giant
Well, yeah,
rooster, but yes.
But he doesn't know that. He just thinks there's a giant rooster coming at him.
There you go. A giant ass.
So he's gonna use what he knows works on regular roosters. So he's going to
Chicken read.
run as far away from the group as possible without doing more than his movement. So 30 feet. Move 30 feet in a direction away from the group.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to make a prestidigitation of just fresh earth and worms coming out of the ground 10 feet away from me.
Oh, that's great. I love it. I'm going to say the woods, you're on this rocky shore, and I'm being generous to say it wasn't difficult terrain, all right? But we're just going to say it's normal terrain. And the 30 feet gets you just inside a crop of trees, like palm trees, right? So there's...
Perfect.
All right. So for you, it's not difficult, but for it would be difficult. Right?
Okay. So yeah, I'll do that kind of at the entrance.
So you get like 10
hopefully
feet back
it'll
into that,
come
just so you feel like there's some amount of protection from him trying to peck at you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Perfect. Even better.
Yeah.
Even better. Okay.
And then you do this illusion, right? And so roll me a nature check to see how good you.
It's an illusion of smell.
Ooh, just.
Nature.
So how well do you remember the smell of earthworms?
Pretty potent.
16.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. All right. So these earthworms pop up. That was Bay. Jeff, you get this pungent smell of fresh earth.
So I'm going to bonus action rage.
Yeah, you are.
actually.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to try to intimidate
Nice.
this rooster.
That's probably a good idea.
Yeah. Here's how this is going to go. The attempt. So this is what he has in his mind. He's going to make crow noises. So he's going to like do a really loud like
Yeah.
"Ah!"
Yeah.
at this rooster.
I like it. Do it. Intimidation roll.
14.
14 it is. You happy with that roll?
Sure.
Sure I am.
Yeah.
Okay. 14 intimidation roll.
It'll either work or he'll make himself a target. It'll be fine.
All right. So that is what Jeff does. Tremor.
Where is everybody else in relation to?
The rest of you were in the lagoon. There's a 30-foot half moon, if you would, against the lagoon. As Bay just ran into the edge of the palm trees on the beach.
We were kind of clumped together.
You're all kind of around this.
I imagine Jeff would step, 5 feet up, just that he's in the front of
You
the
try to put yourself between.
as a part of the intimidation.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I love it. Love it. So you were all kind of standing around that giant turtle, right? Investigating that in the area when this happened, and Bay ran off to the woods. You stepped up, put yourself between them. So that's where good enough.
Yeah. So I will put myself close to him, not 15 feet away.
Okay.
Or 30 feet. 30 feet from him.
30 feet from him.
Let's say 25.
25.
And I'm going to use my action to channel Divinity Twilight Sanctuary. So I grasp my holy symbol, and a sphere of dim light, so it actually probably makes it less lit.
Mm-hmm.
It forms around a sphere around me, and anybody in that, whenever you end your turn in the sphere, you can get one of two benefits. You can either get a 1d6 plus 4 temporary hit points, or you can get one effect of charmed or frightened removed.
The radius of this is how far?
60 diameter.
60 diameter.
Diameter.
All right, so you get everyone.
What was the first one?
So you can either get 1d6 plus 4 temporary hit points, or charmed or frightened removed.
And that's on the end of our turn?
Yes, as long as you're in that sphere.
Okay.
So you can't get cumulative temporary hit points. I think we established that before.
Correct.
That's
You
my-
can't stack temporary hit points.
Right, and
Correct.
that's my action. Bonus action. Yeah, nothing. I think that's it.
Okay, now it's the rooster's turn. As it floats down into, I need you all to do that fear check.
What are we rolling?
It lets out a caca, striking fear and terror into the hearts of each of you that can be affected, and with your modifier if you choose it.
I will take my 1d6
Mhm.
plus 4 because I haven't had a frightened yet. So that's
I guess what are we rolling?
Constitution? Or
Oh, yeah, for fear check. Wisdom saving throw.
I would like
You
Constitution.
sure you
Yeah.
mean Constitution?
Constitution is you getting sick.
Yeah.
13 for me.
I just have a +5 in Constitution, so
13?
13.
13?
7.
7?
18.
You can be scared. There's no trait that says you can't be. What'd you get?
18.
18?
18.
I was. Where would I? Because under defenses, it's just.
And under your traits and stuff, I would think if it says you under. Sometimes while rage, you can't be. Some barbarians can't. Maybe you can. I don't know.
Did you say you were raging?
Yes.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna creep on you.
Because I was setting difficulty at 13, and which means our barbarian that was being our line of defense, I said, "Screw this! I'm out of here."
I mean, I'm running away.
Well, but that would have happened after.
Yeah.
So you yelled at it. It yelled at you back, and you wet your pants. It didn't. When I rolled for its check against you, it rolled the 14, so it was even. So this.
Yeah, I guess. What exactly is is there a written effect that I must do? Like, so that
Fear is you have to
Right.
use your turn. The frightened condition.
So it is a frightened.
Yeah,
Okay.
you become frightened. Yeah.
So I have to use all my movement to.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to run through.
Well, actually, it says you can't move closer. You have disadvantage on ability checks, but it doesn't say
And
you.
attack rolls.
But it doesn't say you have to run away.
Okay.
You just can't move closer to it.
Sure.
Is that his turn?
It's not his turn.
No, that's the.
On the rooster's turn,
Which was after his turn.
after his turn. So he did get his intimidation check.
Okay.
He yelled at it. It yelled at him back.
Okay.
And its caca was echoing. And
Jeff's wasn't.
Jeff's wasn't. At least wasn't
So-
enough.
So you could take a swing at it. You're just gonna have disadvantage, and then his magical bubble will cure you the condition at the end of your turn, right?
No. Your magical condition adds a D4 to the check.
That's an option.
It's an
Or
Or
Or you
you-
can remove a frightened
Oh,
charm.
okay. Okay, so
One of those two things.
next turn you can remove it. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. So it lands, and because we have this dimness causing it to not be able to see very well, and the smell of upturned earthworms, it lands. Held action. So it knows exactly where you are.
Yep. So I'm hitting with an unarmed strike with lightning damage.
Yes.
Why not? Well, with an 8.
With an 8 is going to miss.
And you said held action, you just get the action.
You just-
bonus. Yeah, okay.
Correct.
So just get
Now, if your action was 2 hits in one action, I'd give it to you. If your second hit was part of your bonus action, as the offhand would be.
I think that's it. Yeah.
Point of clarification: the sphere moves with me.
Okay. Okay. So I think we're going to roll here. We're gonna roll. I gotta get this dice out of my bag. And what do you know?
This was on parole. It was fresh out of the dice jail from last
here
year.
it
but
is.
He was good for the first couple.
All right, we have 1, Ken, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and the rest of them are the illusion. Right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 through 12, the last 4.
I got 3 because I took a shot at it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I did try to intimidate it.
You did a 3. 1, 2, 3. Yay for you. But I'm going to give it disadvantage because of the dimness of the lights on the attack. But it gets 3 attacks. But it does get 3 attacks.
Do I get to roll that extra 10
At the
times?
end of your turn.
Oh, I know
So
my turn, okay.
stomp.
Assuming I
Oh,
survive.
nat 20. Which negates. So as a nat 20, it stomps you. It does.
What happened to disadvantage?
Oh, you're right. That was a 14 plus. I'm sorry. I gave it advantage. Good call. I gave it
Thanks,
advantage.
Melinda.
But it's a 14 still. Plus 4 is an 18. 18 still hits?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So you're going to
There you
take plus 4, 12 points of damage as it squishes you down. I need you to make a dexterity or strength check, or you're going to be prone and grappled.
It's gonna be dexterity all day. What a good day. That's a 21.
Yeah, so you're able to, it hits you, you fall down, you roll and you're back up, right?
Nice.
So if you've been prone, I would have negated the disadvantage, right? Just made it a straight roll, but your way, it still has disadvantage. Belinda's going to keep me honest here, as it still has 2 pecks left. Well, the other foot to stomp. Other foot stomp is going to 10 plus 4 is 14 is going to miss. No? 14 doesn't miss?
No.
Ouch!
Yes, ouch.
7 points of damage.
Ow.
Another dexterity.
Yeah.
You dodged the first talon.
Here's hoping. 19.
19, you dodged the second talon. But now it's going to make a peck at you. This is plus 4. That's only a 9.
Phew.
Come on. A 9 has to miss.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
I forgot how soft and squishy
You are.
non-barbarians
Stomp,
are.
stomp, peck. All right. As it's
27.
okay, but I did give your illusion a chance to work, right? Hopefully you feel like it just rolled back. After the rooster comes Artemis.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Ow! All right.
Pecker.
Yeah, indeed. Pecker. Artemis. Artemis is reeling from that. He's mighty bloody. Not enjoying getting hammered like that. Now you're. Oh,
It's at the end of your turn.
end of my turn. Okay. But your circle, your sphere reaches to the woods, right? I mean, that was pretty big.
Yeah, it goes all the way to
60
him.
feet.
It was 60 feet diameter. You weren't feared though, right? You
No,
weren't
I
the
was
one.
not feared. I'm just thinking, can I get
Or farther away.
farther away?
Yeah, but you know what? You're gonna have to disengage because it was.
Oh, that's right. It's on me. Okay. Never mind. Fine.
Everyone else is a judgment call on my part, but you were definitely in
Yep.
base contact.
Understood. All right. Let's go to here.
The new screen actually has all the rules right on it. Go imagine they put the rules right on the. But I don't like using screens.
I think they're wonderful. Because of that, I mean, you got all this resource on one part, some eye candy on the other side.
Okay.
Yeah, but then I won't get help from Glenn when I lie to you.
All right. So Artemis is going
This seems
to
interesting.
use his bonus action to cast Shield of Faith on himself. Let's see that.
There you go, that works.
There it is.
Belinda's on deck.
All right, bonus action Shield of Faith on myself. That'll help with the armor class thing a little bit. And action, regular action. Let's go. We'll. Yeah, I can't disengage. I don't want to disengage and do all that hoopty. Can I do that? Is that one of my things? Okay. I need to know my stuff better. It's been a while. All right, I'm just going to shoot this thing with my crossbow. Let's just do that. 17 to hit.
Hits.
Excellent. And that's not a lot. That's 4 points of piercing with the crossbow.
4 points.
Yep.
Does it have a weapon mastery?
Do
Do you have weapon mastery in your crossbow?
Also, do you have stealth or sneak attack? Because he's right next to you, right?
And I'd say if someone would volunteer to be, Jeff is right there too because he stepped up in base contact, and so you'd have a companion. So you'd have a 2d6. How many d6? Some amount of d6 sneak attack.
Okay. I'm all for that.
You're a thief, right?
Oh,
Yep.
However, if you're using your crossbow and you're shooting it right in base contact, you have disadvantage on your attack. Yeah. Which your character would know even if the player didn't remember.
Yeah. So he would have used his rapier.
Use your rapier instead. Damage die is different?
Yes.
Go ahead and roll.
Thanks.
Keep the 6 handy one.
Thanks, Dan. Hey, what do you know? The same roll.
Yeah.
Same result.
Come on.
See? The fates have spoken. All right, and then
And you definitely have weapon mastery in your rapier. You use it all the time.
yeah.
And so it's got the nick property.
Right. So then these d6s waiting for the sneak attack.
So go ahead. You roll your 2d6. Is it? I believe.
Yep, 2d6s. That's a 4. That's 5 more.
All right.
And
It has the nick property, which means you get to use your second attack as part of your normal attack instead of your bonus action. So you can roll your second hand, assuming you have your rapier in your other hand, or another light weapon in your other hand.
Do you have a dagger?
let's look.
Every character.
Yes.
I do. Dagger.
Isn't the nick property on the rapier?
You should say. Right?
It's actually on the dagger.
It's on the dagger. So yeah. So
Rapier
what's the
have?
what's the property on the rapier then?
Vex.
Vex, which gives what
Disadvantage, I think, on the next attack
for the creature?
You can click on it. I think.
And I guess do you have the?
Click on it.
You're not a mastery.
You click on Vex. And, no.
They brought it to here.
You should have like.
It depends if you created the character from the 24 rules or the.
Yeah. It's like,
Well, we
see how-
converted him.
Yeah.
Well, there was also a period when, like, I took.
You have mastery in your rapier. I'm giving it to you. You have it, and your dagger, if that's your second weapon. So you have the Vex property. When you touch the Vex, what does it say? As the creature has target has disadvantage on its
You
next one attack.
Roll down. It
Click
should
on it.
say.
If you click on the weapon, it'll come up in your sidebar, and the sidebar should tell you.
Right, and each time I've done that, Dave, it's
did-
not
all right.
giving me that.
You might have to.
It's because technically you don't have it.
You might have to recreate your character again.
No, well, I did it for him, so it should be there. But
So,
Well, there's a
Vex,
period
if you
where
hit a
not
creature
all
with
that
this weapon
updates
and
were-
deal damage to the creature, you have advantage on your next attack roll against
There you-
that creature before the end of your next turn.
thanks, Noel.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and roll with advantage on your dagger.
19 plus a lot.
Yeah, roll your damage with your daggers. D4 plus your strength. Actually, on your offhand, I don't think you get that. So it's just a D4.
That's 3 more.
I call a drumstick.
12 points of damage.
Oh, the chicken wings.
All right, now you have a bonus action.
I used it to cast the Shield of Faith on myself
Gotcha.
out of the box.
Gotcha. Okay, then you have movement.
Right,
Yeah,
but you just told me if I move, I'm going to get hammered again. So I'm not
it's
going to move.
It's a possibility. You're not going to move. You're going to stand toe to toe with Jeff against this. But you can see
And die gloriously doing it.
Jeff. You can see Jeff kind of shaking in his boots.
And don't forget.
Are you done with your turn?
Yeah.
And don't forget your D6 plus 4. You can, or you can choose to be unfrightened.
Well, I wasn't frightened, so I'm
Yeah,
good.
exactly.
There we
He's too
go.
busy being stomped on to be frightened.
Right. Those who pass being frightened cannot be feared again by the same creature. I'm making that up. If it's not a roll, it's a common
Makes
thing.
sense.
Common, yeah.
All right, you're done.
Yep.
Belinda.
Okay. So I'm gonna do my fury blows with the elemental thing. Let's start with fire damage this time.
Fire damage.
Ooh. What is that? Plus 5 is 13.
13's not quite enough, bud.
What if I spend a luck point?
You can try.
You have luck to spend.
I do.
Okay,
Excellent.
good. Most of us do not.
But
I
you
will
feel
spend-
like you weren't that close.
No.
There was,
Alright, then I
there was a
will-
lot of air between you and
Yeah.
You hit it in its feathery spot that seems like you'd have to use multiple luck points to.
All right. So I'm gonna use.
That was the DM being very nice,
Yes,
right?
yes, it was. I'm gonna use a focus point to do fury blows. Now I get 2 more.
All right, 2 more attacks.
Yep. So.
Worse.
It's not rocket. Oh man.
Right in the breast of the turkey.
Fire, cold, lightning.
You did this to the rooster's under plumage, whatever,
Yeah.
realizing it does doing nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't forget your
Alright.
temporary hit points.
Or cancel the. That's you.
That's me, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not scared. 1d6
Plus 4.
Okay. And I'm still 50. I'm not in base contact with it.
Bay, you're up. Unless you're moving. You moving?
No, I want to stay within 15.
You stay 15 feet away.
Yeah.
All right.
1d6 plus.
Bay, you're in the. Your worms seem to distract it some.
Okay, so I have an idea.
Love it. I love ideas.
I drew a diagram because I feel like I'm going to try to describe this and I'm not sure how successful I will be. Here's a diagram.
Too
I don't know
close.
if that's coming through or not.
No.
Too close.
Too close.
There
Oh,
you go.
there. Don't move.
Ball of
But
fire.
now I can't see the diagram. There you go. Okay, so here is
Burn.
here's the skull and line of trees. Here it, and then okay, we'll just try to describe it.
Yeah.
You had the picture. You can visualize back to it. So my end goal is I want to cast a wall of fire that is going to go from the edge of the trees without catching the forest on fire, around the giant chicken, and back to the trees. Basically, I want to make a funnel, and want it to move away from the fire. Based on the way everything's been described, I think both Jeff Fafa and Artemis are within where I would be casting the wall of fire. So I want to move a little bit so I can use my bonus action to telekinetically shove Artemis out of the wall of fire path, because I think Jeff can handle getting singed.
Yeah, screw Jeff, basically, yeah.
All right.
So that's my plan.
You're telepathically going to shove Artemis.
Right.
Yes, to get him out of there, and also maybe out of base contact if we're lucky.
Okay. So So you're gonna your magic-y ability. So use your arcane modifier, DC modifier, and add that to. Well, Artemis is gonna feel this tug.
It's just a telekinetic shove.
Yeah, telekinetic shove.
If he wants to, he can just let it happen. If he doesn't, then he's got to make a strength saving throw.
So I guess the question is, I think I need an insight check from Artemis to see if he understands what is hitting him from behind. Would he just give into this?
Right, understood. Uh, 16 plus 2 is 18.
All right, you feel the heat. You see this wall of fire rushing from left to right around. You know, like you lit something on fire. It's coming across you, and you feel this tug from behind you, and he's like, "I bet you Bay's doing that. I'm just gonna let that happen." And you can shove him 10 feet?
I believe.
How much? 5 feet?
5 feet.
Yeah. Okay. You shove him 5. You get shoved 5 feet back as that wall fire just collapses right in front of you. You do see Jeff get enveloped, as does the rooster, right? As does the rooster. Now they each need to make dexterity saving throws, if I were to guess.
I believe so. Yes, dexterity saving throws.
Of which you have disadvantage because you have fear. Frightened condition.
But I have advantage, so it cancels out.
I like it. Normal dexterity. It had disadvantage. It fails. Wall of fire.
26 fire damage.
Woo! 26 fire damage.
You still up, Jeff?
And I think Jeff is resistant to fire.
Yes.
Hey, during rage.
No.
Phew.
My life
Okay,
went
good.
up 1.
The fireproof fishnet.
The fireproof.
Takes it off, there's like
The nipple cover.
Yeah,
it's got the little- got the
little
lines.
tank with the line.
The
No medium rare.
the line nipple covers
Yeah.
protected the nipples from singeing.
We love you, Jeff.
Oh, wait.
Okay.
Good job, Bay.
Alright,
Okay.
so
and
I
how
am now concentrating on Wall of Fire.
I'll need you to repeat how much damage that
26.
was.
26.
26 to 13.
Half for you, so 13.
And you're charmed to frighten when it's the end of your turn.
That was base turn. Is movement bonus. You did your bonus action probably with telekinesis
I will move as far
into
parallel to the edge of the forest as I can to get away from my smell and Wall of Fire.
parallel or perpendicular, right? Parallel would be following the edge of the. You want to get
Yeah. I want to follow the edge away from where I put the smell.
Okay.
So I can still see what's going on, but I'm not going deeper into the woods.
You do look like a big worm.
Right.
No, he smells like a big
It's
worm.
an upright worm.
Yeah.
D6 plus 4? Is that what
yes.
it is?
Does,
My,
so does he smell like a worm, or he left the smell?
He left-
in
He was
the
like, he
spot?
made a spot in the ground.
Okay.
That smelled like it.
That smells like it.
I tried to give it a fair enough chance to attack it. Your turn done, Bay?
Yes.
All right. Wes. Jeff Buffon.
So I'm inside the
Oh,
wall of
hold on.
fire?
I gotta see if you take damage from it again.
Yeah, because you begin your turn in the wall of fire, and what's it say? Or-
Okay.
It's gotta be.
When the wall appears, each creature in the area makes a dex save.
Or fails.
And at the end of it.
On the side of the wall,
That's up.
when cast the spell. Fire damage for each creature that ends its turn within 10 feet of that side or inside the wall. Okay, so only if you end your turn within 10 feet of the inside of the wall.
So you need to move.
So I need to move.
You back up.
Can't
How?
move
What's the
towards
distance
chicken.
from the wall?
10 feet, right?
He's just got to be on the non dangerous side. I wanted the dangerous side pointing towards the chicken.
I'm with you.
Okay. So I'll move away from the chicken.
You move away
All I can do.
Towards me.
And hopefully
Towards you, sure.
away from the chicken means to the safe side, which I don't.
Yeah. But I think this is. I'm gonna make a disadvantage attack of the
According to the diagram.
rooster as you back away,
Okay.
unless you say you disengage.
I mean, I could use my action to
You
disengage.
could.
So, sure, I'll do that.
You
yeah.
disengage. You disengage and you back away, a full 30 feet or just 15 feet maybe to the cleric.
Sure, 15 feet to the cleric.
15 feet to the cleric. You back away. All right, that was Jeff Tremor.
Yeah, so he gets D6 plus 4.
No,
Oh, yeah, you get
my
to-
frightened goes away.
The frightened goes away. Yeah.
And I will heal him as soon as I find my spell.
Use your action to heal him.
Yeah.
Any other? That'll be your turn. Are you gonna move?
That I will stay there. Well, I will move 15 feet away from him, which will put me 30 feet away from the bird, right?
Yeah.
So I'll move 20 feet away.
So you're pretty much right against the line of the woods now at this point. Very close to it anyway, at least in my mind.
So, what's the thing I should do for you here? Cure wounds. 48. You can go ahead and roll it.
4 die 8.
Do you need it, or does Christian need it more?
He needs it. He just took 13 plus, and I got him almost back up to full.
Oh, okay.
No, he rolled himself up back to almost full.
Yes.
Well, the temporaries basically negated.
Yeah.
Okay.
What? How'd you get that far down?
2 very substantial hits.
He was stomped twice.
I guess I only heard one.
No worries.
You're done.
Yes.
Yes. So the rooster jumps back, starts flapping his arms, and it scurries behind into the cliff face and runs behind the wall of water. And a moment passes, and its head bursts out. It's like it is screaming a warning to stay away.
It's behind the waterfall now?
It is behind the waterfall with the hen.
Okay.
There's a fire there, right? You scared it away.
How did it look when it took off?
It had taken a minimal amount of damage. I mean, it's a huge creature,
Flee.
right? It took some damage, but it's not near bloodied.
I think only 2 people did any damage to it.
Well, the fire damage, 26.
And my 12.
Did 26?
Yeah.
If he failed. It was
Yeah, I
26
think it-
fire damage.
All right, so it's still not quite 26.
Looks pretty healthy.
My 12 is 38.
It's still not quite bloodied. Okay, but it has retreated. It is now taking a defensive position up behind the waterfall, with head poking through, calling at you, and we are now to Artemis.
Okay.
And you hear your all say, "Let's get the out of here!"
Right.
Get the cluck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, exactly. Well, we haven't really even had a chance to investigate yet, right? In theory.
Well, you did some investigation, right?
Right.
When you first got here, you did investigation. You didn't find any evidence of human, right? You got all this other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Had there been a boat, you would have saw it. If there had been big old man tracks, you would have saw it, right? You didn't see those things.
Okay. All right. Where? So help me understand. Where is the waterfall relative to the rowboat, relative to the lagoon?
Yeah, sure. And this is when I can bring out a grease board, right? So you have a lagoon. Let's say it. Oh, yeah, no opportunity attack. You guys both bucked away. It flew out and moved and dashed, so it's probably 80 feet. We'll say 60 because it kind of went around the edge of the water. 60 feet back of the lagoon. 60 feet from where you guys were. Is the water's crashing down into the lagoon. All right. You guys are 60 feet, and then it is up. We said it's 6 feet tall. We're gonna say halfway, 30 feet up, halfway up the cliff face. There's somewhere behind there. There's some sort of cave apparently, and then 30 feet back from the edge of the water is the wood line.
Gotcha. Okay.
And we're just gonna say that the wall of fire did not encompass the boat because he would have known that, and he would have just angled it such that he wouldn't have got it.
Right. Okay.
I would hope so.
So, having been thoroughly stomped twice, and based on what you just said, Artemis is going to make for the boat.
Yeah, you make your way the wide loop around the edge of the wall of fire to get to the boat, and you kind of hop from stone to stone and get into the boat. It says,
"Come on!"
That's Artemis. Belinda, you're up next.
Yeah, it sounds all right. I'll go.
Belinda goes to the boat.
Back in his light, like trying to.
They're
why the sights are off on her finger today.
They're retreating. The chicken.
Oh, I am following their lead.
To call them chicken feels weird right now. Jeff.
Yeah, we're retreating. Jeff falls.
Tremor.
Sure.
Everyone runs to the boat. You all start rowing.
What about Bay?
Bay's no big join.
Bay joined us?
They all
Okay.
join you. They,
You get a D6/4 on the run back, because every turn that you end in,
I don't know that well.
you don't know what's going to happen in the next 8 hours.
The last 8 hours.
Yeah.
But the rest of us can't do it
My
again,
spell,
right?
yeah.
Right, we can't do it again,
But he hasn't done it. Okay.
D6 plus 4.
And who knows? Maybe sirens will charm you.
As you're pulling away, that rooster jumps down back into the lagoon and just starts cawing at you. Get away from my hen.
I was thinking we could have had chicken for months.
I
You
know,
could have,
man.
but you chose not to fight it.
Fire
And we
I
could
got-
have saved,
I got my
made the seas a little
cleavers and
safer.
everything.
You could have tried to gone up there behind the waterfall and encountered both that hen
There
and
might
the
have
rooster.
been some scrambled egg super up going on up there too. You know?
Lots of protein.
Eggs fit for a king.
All right, that is the Ranji Mabawa. Is the Swahili for whatever wings of color.
Giant chicken.
So I was expecting it.
Look for the giant.
Speaking of
chicken.
Runaway, it's the 50th anniversary. They're going to re-release it to theaters.
Of-
Holy Grail.
Oh, is it?
When's that happening?
I don't know exactly. I just saw a headline.
Something to look up.
Yeah.
Okay, you row back to the ship. Now, in my notes, I have it being afternoon, and of day 8, and I've reset both the random encounter and the land encounter, just so I don't know if you're keeping track or not, but I've set that back to they're both at 2. Needed 2 or less for the random encounter or the land encounter to trigger, and we can put away. These were nice pictures. Other than the ratio being a little weird, I like these pictures.
That's good.
I think they.
Let you know what you're dealing with.
Okay. The other thing I was going to say is, if you were to use 4 hours to just climb up those mountains, I might have given you the next text, but you didn't. You couldn't. And this is good. I'm fine with that. You can see that there's a mountain range, and you can see as you're back on the boat and you're rowing, that mountain range does last for a while. But who would like to start first? Why don't we start with Ken? Ken, you're back on the boat, and the captain of the helms lady says, "Where are we to now, boss?"
I think northwest.
Northwest. All right, as we move this over, and we go click once, and hopefully grab this and move this here, and follow the advice of my good friend Noel. Just delete delete. And so, Ken, roll me a d20 for a random encounter. Oh, before you do that, weather report. It's hot and sunny, moderate winds of 10 to 15 miles per hour from the south. The sea depth is shallow here, as one would expect, as we're not that far from the coast. It is, however, 50 feet deep, so there's no trouble to the boat. And now you can roll for a random encounter.
17.
17, you're safe there. How about, is there any more beaches?
7.
Neither one of those is good enough. Those numbers will both increase. Okay. Sailing. All right. That was 4 hours. That put us, I think that was the evening report. And we are now to day 9. Day 9, morning of day 9.
Temporary hit points are going.
Everyone gets a full rest, long rest.
Woot.
Some rest harder than others.
Yeah.
And the captain says, I don't know about saying that close to the shore. We can go northwest or we go north. But we're going to have to really take a chance if we want to go straight west. We didn't see a beach there anyway.
Who's up?
You are, Noel.
Northwest.
Northwest. Good choice, Captain or boss. You're not Captain. Captain Bill is the captain. All right. Have we found the tip? It seems like maybe we found the tip. Okay. Let's weather report. Weather the next day is overcast but stable. Light breeze 5 to 10 miles per hour out of the south. Random encounter.
18, 19.
19, that's a no. Do you see a beach? Anywhere to
14.
14, that's a no. You don't see anywhere. As the shore still seems this rocky, mountainous shoreline. Okay. That is our morning report. How about moving to the afternoon? Christian.
Sure.
No, first, tell me
sure.
direction.
Not making a lot of headway here. Let's go.
I will say you can go straight west, or you can go northwest.
Can you go northeast into the other hole?
Yes, you can.
Let's do that.
You want to go northeast.
I do. Let's mix it up.
Yeah. As I take down the key map that was on this map, hopefully you guys weren't studying that as I had it up. Let's bring this up on this map. Ah, very good. As you move into this hex right here, delete. Ooh, land ho! There's land up there again. But do you see a place to land? First, weather report. Did I already do the weather report?
No.
Weather report. It started to light showers, slightly choppy, moderate winds, 10 to 20 miles per hour, northeast. And it's quite deep here. It's beyond their depth measurement. It is quite deep, exactly where you're at the moment. You do see land, maybe an island in front of you. So, random encounter?
See. It's 11.
That's a no. How about land? Do you see a place to land the ship?
That's a 2.
A 2. Now, as you're looking at this is a traditional volcanic island. At this, you could see there is palm trees and vegetation on this, but you could see the white crusted edge of a volcanic caldera. That sounds like a word I pulled out of my ass. All right, and a smoke ring above it, because that's cool, right? So there seems to be a volcano here of some amount of activity.
Okay.
But if you want you have your periscope out, right? Not
Telescope.
telescope, not periscope. No, periscope. Your telescope out, and you see there seems to be a beach up there that you could possibly land in. However, you're gonna want to move. Well, you can don the rowboats from here if you want to. Go investigate that beach.
There's the beach, guys.
There's an active volcano.
It's just smoking. It's not like it's roiling. It's not like there's orange coming out the top.
Are they dragons?
I don't know. We'll have to investigate.
Okay.
It does. You don't know if this is the same island as the other one or
Yeah.
not. You can't really tell from here.
Oh, we saw 3 is where we saw red dragons flying around.
Yeah. We saw a red dragon, not necessarily flying around, but flying too.
Yes,
Oh, okay.
but that was a couple days ago.
And as far as we
Yeah.
don't know if it's the same.
It's probably still there. I mean, it was a red dragon. It wouldn't make its home in a volcano, would it?
Red dragons like fire.
Don't they? Do they? I don't know. Was Belinda know?
Some dragons like fire.
No, Belinda would just know what vegetables go well with it.
And how to carve it up.
I rolled a 20 on my nature check.
Yay! As you preemptive roll, I didn't even call for it yet. As you're in the rowboat, and as you row the boat closer, and you are studying the water, because come on, you're probably the one taking the rows, because you're like.
Darn day.
Yeah.
You get the smell of ash, right? You smell the smell of ash. The bottom, as you look into the water, is very gray. The water on top is pretty clear, but the water underneath, that's like gray slate. As you come close, why don't the rest of you, even before you even get out of the boat, as you approach, do some sort of check for me. He gave a preemptive one. I don't appreciate you rolling before I ask for it, by the way.
I was going to ask about dragons, and the nature check is really about
I just think
dragons.
it's like you're totally. Oh yeah, it's a good arm day.
Good.
By the way, red dragons are indigenous to volcanic. It like spews out this encyclopedia definition of. We're just like, what the hell?
Belinda, what'd you roll?
10.
A 10.
What
Yeah.
check are we running?
Whatever you want.
17.
17? A 10? I mean, you saw the plume, and that's pretty cool. You know, this rain cloud above that's pretty cool. You do see a rocky shore of it. It's all kind of gray, but you do see palm trees around, so there is some life. Ken, what'd you roll?
A 7.
A 7? Yeah.
I'm just admiring the water.
The water, but
It's a nice relaxing day.
and you know, for the waves kind of cresting, it's lulling you. All right.
Yeah, it's a little hypnotic.
Yeah. So, Tremor, what'd you roll?
17.
17. And what'd you roll?
8.
An 8. Yeah. So you're all kind of just and all you. I don't know if you've ever seen a volcano ring with cloud, but you notice that scrambling across the shore is what looks like it may be only 3 feet, but there's. Well, give me a D4. Give me a D4. And what kind of check was this? Did you do?
I used my luck.
Yeah.
I could use insight if it makes
Whatever.
it easier for you.
You did a luck check.
4 is what I just rolled. Yeah.
4. Well, I don't know if this is lucky.
4
But
on D4.
it is lucky that you saw that on this beach, you see from behind, there's like a pair of boulders. And from behind these boulders, you see something like gather up a ball of orangeness. And he flings it 20 feet across toward another boulder. And that other boulder, you see 2 of these small orangish, dark brownish creatures duck behind as a splat of red orangeness splats against the stone, and there's a puff of smoke. You notice this, and it's not directly in front of you as you were kind of looking off the side. Everyone else is like, ooh, volcano, ring, coolness, rowing, water, ash, yeah. You see this off to the side. That's what you see. 4 creatures in a fireball snowball fight.
I would relate that to them.
It's
They're
not.
humanoid?
I say the word fireball.
Humanoid?
They're bipedal, but they're only like 3 feet tall. like Ewok size.
Munchkins
halflings or
chucking lava at each other.
There's some halflings over there trying to
That sounds dangerous.
Yeah, do we want
I mean, you're rowing up to this. You're probably still 100 feet back when you notice that. That's a good distance, but you can't really make out their fine details other than they kind of look stubby, right? Pudgy and.
Do we maybe want to keep going? Look for a different landing spot?
They seem to be fighting with each other.
They're throwing lava around.
Which means they can handle it.
If they can handle it.
Yeah,
Also means
I
there is lava on the beach, right?
Potentially.
Bay.
I am pro not landing next to things that can control lava.
Right. Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Hard to port.
I
And Jeff, he reverses his row.
But, well,
No,
Are you
turning.
we keep going along the shore, or are we going back to the boat, the big boat?
No, we should go along
I
the
was-
shore.
Yeah.
I think there's stuff to see. It's just we don't
So
want to get involved.
you
with
go
that.
the opposite direction of you put them in your rearview mirror and you follow the shore. You follow the shore this way. However, they were on the beach that you could land the boat in.
But we don't know that there isn't something we could land the boat in further down.
I'm just saying there wasn't. This is what you saw on the beach you thought you could land on, right? Yes, we'll call this beach 200 feet. You can go 200 feet, you can go on the other end, but this is an open beach, right? If they turn around, they would see you. You can see the shore, the rocky cliffs, shoreline are not suitable to land a boat. This is what you see.
So
Can we row to the next hex and see if there's a beach there?
That's going to take you 4 hours, and no, the answer is
Okay.
no.
Okay.
Let's go back to
So
the
go
boat.
back
If you were to, I will say this: if you were to land on the beach, I would give you these two hexes, boom and boom, as you landed here, right? But you didn't land, so I'm not giving them to you. Risk,
Okay.
reward.
Do you guys want to land on the beach, despite the risk?
We don't know if they're violent against us. They might run away when we come ashore.
Or they may think we want to play, we're new playmates, and throw stuff at us.
Or we're new gods.
Very vulnerable.
I mean,
gods.
we're 3 times the size of them. They don't know that.
Yeah, but we burn.
Yeah, they might find it out pretty quick that we burn.
I'm all for going back or going in.
Ultimately, we're trying to find pirates,
Okay.
right?
I'll make a sacred flame. I got my own ball of lava.
Fair point.
Fair enough. We don't see any pirates.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
I
the
have
goal.
secret flames
Well-
too. I do have secret flames.
Okay, so maybe we communicate with them. Maybe they've seen pirates.
I can message them.
The pirates?
No,
The critters.
What range do you need?
I don't think I need to. I think they automatically understand it, don't they?
But like what range? Like, is it just speaking to them, or is it telepathy, or?
It's 120 feet.
So what if we got 120 feet from shore?
I said you were 100 feet.
100 feet.
Okay.
So you could message
Try
them.
it.
It doesn't
it's
say
the
they
worst that could
It
happen.
doesn't say they understand the language, so I'm assuming they wouldn't. They would have to know common,
Maybe they know common.
or they could.
That might be a stretch, but
Yeah. So-
Well, we both you and I have secret flame, so we can dull flame. But then again, if they can handle lava and flame, they're
Then
probably immune. So, or at least highly resistant. So that doesn't really help. So, move on.
Okay,
Back to the boat.
moving on. Okay. Retreat.
Retreat.
Sort of.
And as you retreat and you keep your eye on them, they do eventually notice you, and they run up to the shore. And as their feet just get touched, you can see their feet turn from a kind of a crusty, orangish brown with streaks in them to like a hard brown, and they look kind of like this. They look kind of like this because I want to give it to you.
No.
They're cute looking.
In a fierce, threatening sort of way. You know, just saying. Well, he's got a flame whip by the looks of it. He's got a fireball.
Now, do they get like frozen in place when they touch the water, or
Well,
So they get hard.
yeah. So you as you watch, you can see one kind of yank its foot free, and it kind of crusts off, and it steps back out of the water. Yeah, it didn't like the water. All right. You row back to the ship. We reset the land back to 2. You know what? That was a random encounter as well, so we're going to set that back to 2. And you're back on the boat, and we're on to evening of day 9. A weather report. High winds, rough waters, strong winds, 25 to 35 miles per hour out of the northeast. The temperatures have dropped quite significantly as the winds have now shifted to the northeast. We're still in deep water, but you haven't told me yet which hex you want to move into.
is it my turn?
Yes, it is your turn.
Okay. Let's go due west.
Due west. Let's do west. Ooh, that's not what I thought would happen.
Yeah.
Well, the one,
The one
southwest one was already open.
was already open.
All right. I'll roll a d20 for a random encounter.
Well, I don't know why. I want your dice.
Okay.
Maybe you do want a random encounter. I don't know.
12.
That's enough.
We've only killed one crew member so far.
Land? Oh, there's no land here, so. Okay. Sailing, sailing. You have the evening free.
Huzzah!
Next hex. Glenn, you're up.
Let's keep going straight west.
Straight west. I like it. I like it.
Find more water. Yep.
Oh. Random encounter.
Approaching the edge of the world.
13.
13 is no random encounter. Oh. Alright. That was the morning, right? And now we're to afternoon of day 10, I believe it is, right? Afternoon, day 10. Ken, do you want to direct us?
Sure. Let's go southwest this time.
Uh-oh.
That doesn't look random.
It's just one of those decorations they've drawn on the map. You know? It's not-
Yeah.
We should also get the. Do we not get the square? The.
Oh, yeah, you'll get that one too. This one here. Yeah, sure.
Come on, man.
Yeah, we got distracted by the monster.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
He's about to sink the ship.
I was hoping you'd hit that. Hoping? Okay, I don't want to sound like I'm against you, but the Harbinger glides. What day is this? This is afternoon of day 10. Yeah, the Harbinger glides under this. Okay. We lose. The winds die. Dead. All right. There's no the doldrums, and you're just stuck floating in the middle of the sea. The waves stop cresting, and you're stuck there for not just this 4 hours, the next 4 hours. All day, the whole time you have 8 hours of the boat is just not moving. To the extent even that Captain Vale Stormrake pulls out a horn, and a gust of wind she conjures from her tune fills the sails for just briefly. It lunges forward, but it was only for those 6 seconds that the gust of wind lasts, right? I don't know, maybe it lasts longer, I don't know. For the amount of time, it pushes you forward, but yet it only lasts as long as soon as her spell wears off, it again dissipates and the doldrums resume. It lasts this 4 hours, it lasts the next 4, and then the sun sets. And the Harbinger glides under a star-smeared sky as the dark, the sky, the stars pop out, right? Her sails catching a soft but steady breeze at this point. The ocean is eerily calm, the waves flat, glassy, almost frozen in place. And then the wind dies again. Ship coasts unnaturally forward, sails sagging as a thick black-green oil slick sheen spreads across the water. The air becomes heavy and wet. Every sound is muffled. And then a deep thrumming vibration rises through the ship's hull. Something vast stirring below. Something vast stirring below. The surface of the water ruptures as hundreds of phosphorescent purple eels breach and thrash around the Harbinger.
Those are the shrieking eels!
Nice.
We already had the Cliffs of Insanity, so why not?
So the breach and thrash around the Harbinger, shrieking and with horrible human-like wails. The eels coil around ropes, snap at rigging, and leave glowing slime marks wherever they touch. Their sound is mind-splitting, and their glow makes the whole ship look like a beacon in the dark. So you have these phosphorescent purple ship, and you are all in. So if any of you would like to be on the opposite side, as they are all around, so I will let you place yourself anywhere on the boat you want. Ken, here is you. Where would you like to be? Anywhere on the boat you'd like to be as this is happening.
How tall is the crow's nest?
The crow's nest is, forgive me, I will look this up in between, 40 feet tall.
Yeah, let's crawl up the crow's nest.
You crawl up the crow's nest. All right, you are up the crow's nest. All right, and you join Pablo, who's up there with you now. He looks at you. Oh, you've never come up here before. All right, that is where you were at. This is not a turn. This is where you were at. So, Tremor, who are you?
No,
This one
yeah.
here. Where are you?
Somewhere towards the center.
Oh, here we got her up here, and we have the captain.
Moving 5 feet to the center towards the center of the ship.
5 feet toward this. You have nerves of steel and don't bother to look as the shrieking eels are surround the ship.
Yep. And then I'm gonna cast. I'm gonna use my.
It's not your turn. This is just you placing your.
Okay.
We'll roll initiative.
You did say that.
We'll modify it from there. So Artemis,
Let's see.
where would you like to be? Anywhere you'd like to be on this ship. I will spin this around so you can do it your own damn self.
Excellent. Where would I like
You guys
to be?
coming up, right? Of course.
I think.
We have a new person at this.
I was gonna ask if I could be manning the
Oh, you can.
The ballista?
ballista.
Yes.
And we're doing.
You're right there.
Yeah. So these are 5-footers. So
Yeah.
like.
You know, you're not measuring distance. This is where you were or are when you start hearing this. All right. As the crew, someone go here, someone go there, as they're all kind of looking over, and you see these eels. They just kind of snake up, and they're shriek. Remember, it's nighttime, right? And you have this purple glow about the water.
Are the eels themselves glowing?
The eels themselves are glowing this phosphorescent purple. As you can start seeing these eels popping their heads up out of the water. Now we'll roll initiative.
Okay. Well, good rolls I get.
Natural 1.
Nice.
Hey, up that luck.
Yep.
Tremor. I got a 1.
Good rolls that keep coming.
No modification to that one, or 1 after modification.
It's a natural 1.
Natural 1 on an initiative roll.
Oh, so it's 3.
All right. How about Artemis?
Not 20 plus 2 for 22.
22. Belinda?
20.
20. Now you got some rolls. Bay?
Yeah, my initiative as well.
7.
7. Jeff?
17.
17. And how about this person? All right. Okay. All right. It rolled. Did I make it yet? Very good. I did. Oh, let's give a roll to the crew. What's the crew's initiative? Will they act on 5? All right. Descending. Nice. Artemis.
Swell.
Their heads probably, and you know, one of them bulges out. You can almost see its whole body as it falls back down into the, and they start jutting out. There's hundreds of these things.
That's not good.
What do you do?
What do I do?
You hear off to the side. You hear Belinda, like men to arms type of thing going on here.
Gotcha. So Artemis is going to cast Blade Ward on himself to force any attacker to take a 1d4 away from their roll when they roll.
Nice.
And let's see. And that's an action. So that is my action. And then let's see here. Click on this for just a second.
Belinda, you're on deck.
All right, and then a bonus action. I will use my psychic blade.
This image is for inspirational purposes only. The ship is obviously larger. You're not broken up into 2 different groups, but
Yet.
yeah, the boat hasn't
Low
broken.
yields.
The boat has not broken in half yet. Good point.
All right, so I've got Blade Ward on myself, and then bonus action Psychic Blades. It's a 14 to hit.
14 as you. Yeah, you use how much damage?
I'll tell you here in a second. Let's see. Deal psychic damage. Oh, okay. Hang on. That's more than I thought. Nice. Plus the ability modifier. 7 points of psychic damage.
Okay, Eel has a headache.
Excellent. And after attack, please. Second psychic blade. Let's see. Ooh. After the attack with the blade. Okay. Okay, I think that's all I can do with that one. That was my bonus action, was to do that. So, Blade Ward to myself. Psychic Blade hit.
Yeah, so the one you hit with its attack, you see its head kind of just like this and dive back down in the water. You don't get the sense it's dead.
Sure.
It just kind of took the damage and retreated.
Excellent.
All right. Belinda?
999 eels on the boat.
Yeah.
999 eels on the
Okay.
boat.
Okay.
Take one down.
Yeah. So I mean, they're all around. So I can. There's one within 15 feet of me that I can.
Well, how far above the water? 15 feet? Yes, there is. The top of the water to the rail of the ship, 15 feet. It seems a little shallow to me, right? It seems probably longer
So
than
they're
that.
not up here. They're down.
Oh, but its head, you're right. Its head is sticking probably 4 or 5 feet above the water. So yes, ahead of one of the eels is 15 feet from you.
Okay. So doing my elemental unarmed strike thing,
Okay?
and all right. So that's a 23
Sure.
to hit. So nice. 9 points of acid damage,
Wow. Okay.
and it has to do a strength check.
A strength check. These aren't too strong. It fails horribly.
Okay, so it says I can either push or pull it 10 feet.
Okay.
Is 10 feet enough that I could actually like yank it up onto the deck?
We said it was 15 feet away.
Okay. Then I'll
And I was
smash it
killing-
against the side of the boat.
Yeah, smack it up the. All right, give it another d6 of damage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another six.
As you whip it, you see the head burst. Is a splash of phosphorescent purple splashes against the hull of the ship. And you let it go, and it just flashes, and it floats just on top of the water, dead.
Cool. Is there another one?
Oh, there are
15.
many.
Okay.
We said hundreds of these things.
Okay, how about an 18?
18 will hit.
Okay, that one's 6 points of acid damage.
6 points of acid damage.
And strength check.
Strength check. Another natural one.
Smack that one against the
Yes,
side
you
of the boat.
do. D6. 4 against your plus your 6.
Mm-hmm.
You see this one seems dazed, but it's not dead.
Okay. One more.
One more.
Oh, a different.
Yeah, a different one?
Yeah.
You missed, though.
Oh. Was it 11? Okay.
11? Ooh, you just missed.
Okay.
You're done.
Yeah. Because, yeah, that was my bonus action.
Oh,
to do
you
that
probably moved down
to
here.
the deck. Okay.
Yeah, right?
That's
And,
cool.
and you probably told us, hey, get back, get back. All right, and so that was Belinda. Jeff, you're up. You're up here. You see, you got this big ballista thing.
Is that guy on the ballista?
He was. Alexa, stop.
Jeff would like to be on.
You know what I mean? You've been working with this guy,
Yeah.
right? This is
Sure, yeah.
this was the understudy of the last guy, and so probably the captain has been teaching the two of you the ins and outs of how to use this ballista. You have a general idea how to use this thing.
Right. So here's my thought. It's like, if he's not using it, Jeff's gonna say, "Step aside," and he's gonna
Sure.
grab the. Okay. So what do I need to do to? What do you want me to roll?
You're gonna roll a d20 and add your dexterity modifier.
Okay.
You tell him, ready the next arrow as you turn around and you try to aim. Now these things are tiny from this point. I mean, this thing is obviously not intended to be taking.
See, and that's why my thought is like he isn't using it. It's because he's like.
It's
you
like
gonna- you gonna
he's
shoot these things with
he
it?
was trying to line it up,
Yeah.
and it's like he couldn't get a really good bead on one.
Yeah. 15.
A 15, yeah. You see this 4-foot long spear, and you pierce it one right. You poke a hole right. Well, roll me damage. I don't know the damage of this. Give me 3d6 damage.
11.
11.
Plus
Yeah,
two,
but
two.
yeah, sure. It's enough. You split that thing in half, and you can see the two halves just start floating, and the phosphorescent fluids of the eel start oozing out,
Ha.
causing a little pool.
Take that, eel.
And he says, I wonder if we should really be using these on this type of. I don't know.
Up on the spear.
We killed one, right?
And
Let's keep at it.
And then on the right hand side, two of those eels on my right hand side. And so 1 through 12, sure. 12. right, we have one here. Oh no, not the other guy. And the other one, 7. That's kind of here. As 2 of these eels flop up on the deck, and they're just kind of flopping around. And then on the other side, how many come up? Ooh, we got 4 eels on deck. 4 eels have made it on deck. All right, and so we have. Oh yeah, we've got the old Iron Jaw. Iron Jaw. Is it just no? It's not. So this is the. Let's see here. We got 3 of those guys. 3 attacks. 3 attacks. A 3, 5, and a 2. Don't tell me my dice are loaded. All right. The crew is fine.
Those dice.
Oh, but how about the one? How about the one on Artemis? I rolled a 6. The 6, which plus 2 is 8. Still gonna miss you.
Right, and minus a D4 too.
Minus a D4 is
Eels
still gonna
out
miss
of
you.
water aren't being effective.
All right,
No.
that is the Eel Bay. We just had 6 eel flop, and they're just flopping around. Matter of fact, these attacks have disadvantage. They're so bad.
What are you gonna do?
So, okay. So I'm up in the crow's nest. I feel like I've been up here learning the ways. I got my Staff of Fireball.
Oh my!
Oh, we're gonna cast Fireball on the wooden deck of the wooden ship. I like it.
With the cloth rig.
No, that is what I said.
Okay.
I'm glad that mine's went there because yeah.
He
Where
He
is
didn't
there
ask what
any,
the deck was made of.
Looks like it's like in charge-ish, or is there a big collection of eels somewhere?
No eel in charge, and it seems like you are in chicken noodle soup. There's so many eels. You look around. Yes, thank you. As you look around, they seem to be everywhere around the boat.
Okay, so I want to pick a spot because I have with one of my evocations, I can see 120 feet in dim light and darkness.
Uh-huh.
So I'm thinking I can see fairly well into the water. So
Into the water?
I'm gonna pick a point where I'm going to maximize my radius and
Yep.
see if I can scare the eels off.
All right.
I'm going to cast a fireball into the water.
Nice.
This is a giant explosion.
Giant explode.
So
I love it.
and I'm thinking, it's going to be then implosion as all the water rushes in to fill the gap of where the fire just exploded from.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to look really cool.
Yeah.
And
So
Something
hopefully
else.
do some damage.
yeah. So you have this little mushroom cloud of seawater, and the seawater is mixed with the phosphorescent purple as you create this purple oil slick of just massive numbers of these eels. There was probably, something. I'm going to increase that to 30 plus of those eels have been incinerated.
Nice.
And yet, in the scheme of things, as you look around, that was only a portion of the eels out there. That was Bay's turn. You're staying up in the crow's nest, right?
Yep. Stay up in the crow's nest, and then bonus action, I'll cast jump on myself.
Yeah. Jump on yourself? Okay, very good. The crew starts bringing out their knives and their curved blades, and they start chopping at these things. And let's see here. These 3. 1, 7, and 3 for the crew. Bad rolls for them too. My dice don't seem to be rolling really
Are
well.
those the same dice?
The same dice they just rolled. These 3 just rolled. They're starting to beat at these eels. But Grandpa, old Sawpaw, he puts his foot on the neck of one and he slices it open and he drags the eel to the center of the boat, fending off the opportunity attack of this flopping eel that had disadvantage, and of course
Throws
not.
it on that bocce.
But what you see old Sawpaw do is he starts to jibber jabber in some weird tongue. He starts taking off his clothes. And he starts rubbing this this eel all over his body, and he starts to glow in this phosphorescent purple. It's like anything attacking it would certainly have advantage, right? But it's glowing, and he rubs it all over his body, and he starts eating this eel, and he's looking at, he's yelling at, and that is its turn. And let's see, we have, and so we will say.
Trying to lure us.
This was the grandfather guy?
This is the grandfather. Artemis, you just got inspiration.
Awesome.
You,
Like the heroic type? Or?
the heroic inspiration. So what I said, I don't remember. D8? Sure, a D8 inspiration. I don't remember what I told her she had last week. And it's your turn.
Okay.
Did I go?
Did you go?
No, we didn't.
Tremor, I skipped you. You're next.
Well, I'm going to use my action to cast.
I'm sorry, I'm taking the inspiration from you because she was going to do the next person in the turn order.
Fine.
Okay.
Tremor, you have D8 inspiration.
Okay. I'm going to cast the protection for everybody. The thing I just did, the channel divinity.
Yeah.
And then as my bonus action, I'm going to cast Shield of Faith on Artemis.
Nice.
So you know what that is, right? You have
Yes,
that.
I have that.
And then you got the same bonus option. If you take damage, you get temporary hit points.
Do you tell you feel this inspiration, heroic inspiration come over you? You say, no, don't give it to me, give it to Artemis.
I would love to.
Yeah, you do that. Artemis, you have it back.
I don't need it, Cotton.
And now we're back to the top of the order with Artemis.
And I will move closer to Grandfather to protect him.
It's going to put you in base contact with an eel.
Those tokens are.
There's one here, one here, one here,
All right, I won't,
one here,
I won't
two
put
here.
myself in jeopardy.
So you
He
can stay.
seems to. Can I do an insight check
Yeah,
to see?
yeah,
Is he a genius or is he insane?
yes.
I think that's cock, but it's a 5. 5 plus 2.
Yeah, what you do notice is he's glowing as if covered in fairy fire,
Yeah.
which seems counterintuitive. All right, but that's your turn. You stay back, and we're to Artemis.
All right. So, please cast Shield of Faith on me, right?
Yep.
Got that.
Temporary hit points at the end of your turn.
Oh, okay. And, all right. Well, let's see. And these gems are the baddies, right?
The gems are the baddies.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see here. Let's go. We're just gonna go. Let's see if I can do this twice. If I do this right.
Again, so all of those people inside that ring, inside that 60-foot diameter, you get that temporary hit points.
Nice.
So all the extras, the NPCs get it. Grandpa gets it. I think that gets all the way up to here and up there. As long as I stay towards that middle.
All right, and we'll go with our. All right, we're gonna go. We'll go with our psychic blades. It's a 21 to hit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which one you shooting at? Now I have your character right
Yeah,
here.
Yes, that's where I am, and I'm shooting at this red guy right here.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was okay. That wasn't stellar. That's 3 points of psychic damage on the first.
Okay.
And I will go after him again.
Yes.
And that's a 14 to hit.
14 hits.
Excellent. And that one goes the other way. And that's another 5 points.
8 points total. Okay.
Yep. And let's see. Okay. Yeah, 8 points of psychic damage.
Yes. Oh, as from its creaks of its eyes, some of that purple goo seems to be leaking out like they're purple tears.
Excellent.
All right. You're done? No movement?
No, I like being in the corner.
You-
You couldn't get
you-
behind me.
Do you remember what your first roll was?
17, I think.
No, the one you missed. Didn't you have a miss? Did you not have a miss?
Not on this. Not
All
this time.
All right.
Previously, I did. But
Okay. Okay, because you have D8 inspiration. Normally you don't affect damage. You usually do a D20 attack or
Okay.
saving throw or something.
Okay.
But you're done.
Yes.
And we're to Belinda.
Okay.
Oh, that's
So
There's one here.
Yep.
Every little bit helps.
5 is 5.
So same elemental, and let's do lightning damage this time. Just
Yeah.
And yep, 24 to hit. Ooh. Oh, but I can.
Your luck has seasickness.
Okay. I think it's +4, +3, 8 lightning damage,
8 lightning him.
and it has to do its strength check.
Strength check. Pass 19.
Okay. So it's still alive.
Yep.
Zap it. Hit it again.
You did 8 damage.
Okay. Hit it again for.
By the way, you have
5.
advantage on these stacks. I should say that you have advantage on these stacks because they're flopping around eels on a deck. They don't really have much control of their bodily functions.
So another 5
5?
and another.
Oh yeah, with the 5
Okay.
points, it
Okay.
splatters up.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gone. But there's a gooey spot there, phosphorescent purple.
Am I within 15 feet of the blue one on the other side of the deck there?
Not quite. You are, but this one's not
10,
here either.
15.
No, 5, 10, 15.
Well, then
It's right next to it, right?
Step. I can step 1 square towards it.
Yeah, you could. I don't-
I got 1 more.
Yes, he could. You could move here if you want. Yeah.
Okay.
Is that what you're trying to say?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then a 16 to hit.
16 hits.
9 points lightning damage.
9 points lightning boom, bzzzt, and
Strength
strength failed.
Okay. So I'll throw it 10 feet up in the air, and then it flops back down to the deck.
D6.
Nope. 1.
1 point of damage. It did 8 the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, it was enough.
Actually, it was 9 on
Or
the first.
9.
Okay, 10 points still not enough. It's flopping unnaturally, but it's still alive. That was Belinda. Jeff.
So what did your insight tell you about the grandpa?
You rolled so poorly.
Yeah, I rolled.
I would like to do an insight on the grandpa.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully I don't roll poorly.
To seek what?
Forget
Insane or
what
genius?
yeah.
Is he insane or is he a genius?
Yeah. So I rolled a nat 20 plus 1.
Yeah, so, pardon me. What you see is there's 2 eels here that would start to go for him, but then turned away.
The eels will stay away from us if we do what Southpaw is doing.
And he's naked.
I don't know if we need to be naked.
He's naked, covered in eel goo,
You're already halfway
glowing,
Yeah, you're close.
glowing phosphorescent blue, and he's chomping on one's head.
Yeah, so I don't know which part of that or all.
there. And the other half of the body, he's pouring the blood on his head.
Okay, so here's what.
There, he took it off the boat, but there's one on the deck that I zapped.
It's got like it's well. It looks.
Oh.
There's one dead. You killed one,
Yeah.
and the other one is
In bad shape.
in bad shape.
Um,
You are
He's up in top of the stairs.
You're up here. As you shout down to them.
Off the top rope.
The snooker smash. Superfly snooker.
And then you might end up with the blue goo all over you anyway. If that
Okay, I'm gonna bonus action rage because I don't know what's happening when I start eating one of these things.
Are you gonna move?
Yes,
Get Gallagher.
I wanted to rage first.
Yes.
Get that out of the way. Okay.
Yeah.
They'd totally do the top rope thing.
Come on, you got a body slam right here.
Okay.
Elbow drop.
Okay.
Okay.
You know, now, charge attack as a part of melee attack. If you move at least 10 feet in a straight line,
Yeah.
I do believe that down is a straight line.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Towards a target, I get an extra 1d8 bonus.
I'm gonna headbutt him.
Yeah. Yeah. You crawl over the rail and you poosh. All right. Give me your attack. If you hit, you take no damage. If you don't hit, we're gonna roll a d6.
Does it
Modified by your bludgeoning was
12 hit?
A 12 hits.
Yes. Ooh, okay.
You don't need to roll. You obliterate this thing.
You're coated in goo.
And goo covers, but you didn't take your clothes off. You have your trousers and your fishnet. Oh yeah, it got through the fishnet just fine.
Stained your fishnet.
And you see
It's wash day tomorrow.
you see Grandpa in all his glory, covered in this goo head to toe, and he's using hand gestures.
Well, I speak.
The hand gesture.
Yeah.
He's telling you, disrobe, consume the eels. Universal symbol pulling your down pants.
Fine, sure, why not?
You start to disrobe.
When in Rome.
One hand's pulling on your pants. The other.
Out of everybody in our group, Jeff would be like, "Yeah, what?"
Do you eat? You start gnawing on the eel.
Yes, yeah.
All right. That was Jeff's turn. Love it. All right. That was Jeff's turn. It's the eel's turn. They're flopping around. They can't hit nothing and nothing. This one flops.
I did not. Oh, that's Jeff. I'm sorry. My bad.
Yeah.
Misread who's who.
And so how many on this side? We have a few more come up here. This one, we have a new one here. And four more on the other side as these things are flopping up onto the deck. Flopping up onto the deck. Okay. So that unfortunately is the good news. The bad news is right where the fireball was, the water starts to ripple. And I don't know. Yes, that's much better. That's
Appropriate.
more appropriate.
No.
As the sea serpent makes itself known, and we got another image for that.
See, that's what I was wondering, if there was something there.
Mm-hmm. I figured.
Well, congratulations, you summoned it.
Yeah, yeah.
Where'd he go?
Hey, I mean, let's get it all out of the way.
Oh, there. No, that wasn't it. Oh, there it is.
It's the worm.
Called Harbinger. Oh, sorry.
There was.
Oh.
Yeah, something like that.
To scale?
Yeah, this one is to scale.
There's no like foreshortening going on.
Parabolic lens.
Right.
Okay, these things are flopping on the deck. They really, they attack, they snap at you, but they can't really control their bodies as well on the deck. And you hear the shrieking. Oh yeah, good. And we go to Bay's turn.
Why am I first? You know, it worked so well the first time. Let's send a firebolt, or not bolt.
Firebolt.
Right at it.
No.
Fireball right at it.
Without hitting the ship. I want that
Yeah, very understood.
specified.
Yeah.
In the face.
In the mouth. Its mouth is open.
Yes, in the face.
Oh, sure, right in the mouth. Let's send a fireball right into its mouth.
I like it.
That's a lot of ones that I just rolled.
What?
18 fire damage.
18 fire. You
But
put
it's
it.
gotta make a DC 14 saving throw also.
Yeah, well, it failed its saving throw, and it swallowed your fireball. You can just see this orange blob go down its abdomen, and a little puff of smoke as it might have done some damage. It might have. Bay, you're still
I like
staying.
the way you're saying that.
The whole boat is
I will
the whole
I will
boat is
start moving my way down.
yeah.
I'll
As the
start
whole
climbing
boat
my
starts
way down.
rocking, 45 degrees
Yeah.
either way.
Yeah. I think I'm happy to work my way out. So I'm 40 feet up, so I guess I'll climb down 15 feet.
Okay, sounds good. I like it.
Work my way.
All right, that was Bay. The crew. All right, as now, the captain starts. Follow grandfather, and the confused and how many of the crew start? 6 of the crew starts. Okay, and they start disrobing and grabbing some of the eel slime and start ignoring them. And so that was the crew, and this guy picks up one and starts just beating this other crew member with the splattered eel, just hitting them with that, covering them in goo. And we are to that was a crew tremor.
I will
Can we paint the
bathe
whole boat and
myself
stuff?
in the whatever.
Do you
was-
disrobe?
It is.
No.
You do not disrobe. Okay.
I got armor on. I'm not
Yeah, you're right.
On a boat?
You know what?
Okay.
Don't fall overboard.
Don't fall overboard. And is that a free action? Is that an action?
To do what?
To
To
lather myself.
you have to make your way over one. You pick it up. I think that's an action.
Okay.
Use your action to start slathering yourself with this the best you can, and you start eating one.
Yeah.
Okay. But you don't disrobe. Good to know.
I will continue and get myself.
You move 10 feet to there. You can move.
Move into the inside.
Or you go to the interior.
Just inside the door.
Yep.
Out of, give myself cover.
Sure. Good idea.
It
Okay.
wasn't until you said it was a good idea.
All right. That was Tremor. Artemis.
Is anybody hurt? I don't think anybody's been hurt.
Oh, are we supposed to be doing the temporary hit point thing for being
Yeah,
your?
you guys would have
your
all
bubble?
gotten that your turn.
At least one.
Was it 1d6 plus 4?
Yes.
Yep.
You stuck the landing, so I'm going to say you're not prone.
All right, Artemis. Let's see.
Superhero landing.
We'll try to finish off this red one here. Psychic blade.
Mm-hmm. So you're going to use your action to attack.
Yes.
Okay.
Not lather yourself in guts.
Goo.
Or disrobe.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna try to. I declared it. I'm gonna hit this guy, which I did with a 19 plus.
Oh, yeah.
something.
Damage?
And
This is one you already hit?
yeah, the red one.
Yeah, you split it open. It's dead.
Okay. Excellent. That was the first, and then I can launch another. Should be able to hit that
Yeah.
yellow one. Close
Yeah.
enough. 18 plus, that should hit. Let's go back to here. Back to this. Here's my thing. That's the off one, so that's this plus minus that. That's only one on the yellow guy right here.
Okay.
All right, so action, bonus action. Yeah, and oh, but I do have some movement. So red guy's gone, right? Take him off.
Okay.
Yellow one's been hit for 1, and are you like truly holding the doorway?
I'm not going to block the doorway, but I'm
Okay.
inside there. I want to be able to see out
Right.
for cover.
Yeah. I agree.
So you could easily push me out of the way.
Well,
I'd move out of the way.
yeah. That's all right. I'll hold my corner. That's my turn.
Okay. That was Artemis Belinda.
All right. So
Old Pop.
yeah,
Oh,
so I'll grab the nearest eel carcass if there's one around,
Mm-hmm.
and
Do you disrobe?
yes,
You do disrobe.
and the goop, and aim for some cover like back here.
Yeah.
But it's taking on my turn to do that, right?
Yep.
To-
You disrobe
Yep.
and as much as you can, and you're eating an eel, and you cover yourself in goo,
Yep.
and you move to this doorway.
Yep.
Okay. The soft glow of the green, strange rock that's causing the light glows behind you. That's all cool. That's all cool. All right.
We know
Artemis, you did not
I
disrobe
know
either.
this.
I did not.
I thought Belinda was a big one.
Jeff, you didn't
She's got
disrobe
lots
last
of
time
layers.
either.
I did.
You took off of your clothes?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yep.
Now I wonder why she can make those
All right.
moves.
If you're stopping to get your jollies off of Sea Me Naked right now, we're a little bit, there's bigger, more important things going on.
Bigger eels to fry.
Yes. So,
Just like I know. Check this out.
it's. I imagine, was it Highlander or like one of those movies? Oh, I forget. Anyways, that's kind of what I imagine Jeff is like. You know,
That's a big eel.
no, just like full barbarian, like painted.
Oh, okay.
With eel and letting it all hang out. The orange one, is that 10 feet?
Close enough.
Okay, so I'm gonna take my dagger and use the charge attack again. To,
Mhm.
I guess I need to roll attack, right? Make sure I actually
Mhm.
hit. 15.
Yep.
So that's 1d4 plus 5 plus a d8.
Okay.
Is that enough? Do I need to roll all that?
A D. What?
d4 plus 5 plus a d8.
I'll say no. It's very close. It's 11. If I took average damage, it'd be like 11. So you need 12.
So I should roll it?
Yeah, you should probably roll it.
Okay. d4 and a d8.
Thanks. So good.
That's very good. So that's 13.
13 points of damage. Yeah.
That's damage.
You rip it open, the side open, goose slathers out.
Okay. So now I am going to
Thank you.
take this eel
Yeah.
and I'm going to move as far as I can towards the stairs.
The stairs. The stairs.
These stairs.
These
I
stairs.
think I probably can get back to the bottom of the stairs.
Yeah,
Or maybe,
certainly.
Or maybe a
Yeah.
little bit on the stairs, yeah.
Okay.
That'll be my turn.
Okay.
I'm planning to get to the ballista.
Okay. And as you kill these things, they just flop on as fast as you kill them. And they're just flopping around. Right? And, but they're not the real problem. The real problem is the back end tail of this sea serpent wraps around the ship and starts to squeeze. And, well, first of all, it does a goo attack. It's got to do a goo attack. It's got to do its goo attack. 30 foot. All right. Yeah. It's going to do its tail attack. Otherwise, I'd kill everyone. It wraps its tail and it starts to squeeze the ship, and the ship... Someone roll me a d20.
That is a 15.
15. You hear the boat suddenly lunges forward as something has fallen off the back end. All right. Eels are flopping around. The small eels are flopping around. The big eel has wrapped itself around and is squeezing and causing destruction to the ship. And we are back to the crew. The crew, 6 of them had started to disrobe. The captain disrobed, grabbed the helmsman, disrobed, ran down here.
Did they do something? He just moved in?
Went Jeff, Eels,
Okay,
Bay.
sorry.
You're right. The Bay, I skipped Bay. Bay, it's your turn. You make it to the bottom. Bay, you're after the eels, but before the crew. So, Bay, you've crawled down off of the crow's nest. You're at the base of the crow's nest. You have...
Oh, I made it all the way down?
Yep, you make it all the way down. You can grab an eel if you want to grab an eel. You can disrobe if you want to do...
So, before we commit to me crawling down here, what was my companion in the crow's nest doing?
He
Are they still up there?
He grabbed a rope and he did the quick descend.
Oh, see, that would have been cool. I wish I'd known that trick. Okay, yes, I will grab an eel, bite its head off,
Yeah,
disrobe, all that fun stuff.
yeah. You grab the nearest dead eel. You start eating it, covering yourself with slime. You disrobe, all of that fun stuff.
This probably isn't Bay's first time being in a situation like this, but it is probably his first time being sober in a situation like this.
I once had a trip just like this. Yeah.
This is time at band camp.
All right. And now we'll say the crew comes down. Everyone's starting to take off their clothes and eat some of the. And what you see is the eels start to ignore. And then, Grandpa, he gets on and he starts flopping around like an eel. All right. Tremor.
Yeah, so I will step out. Is that blue one right there in front of the door?
There's a red one right here.
Yeah. I am covered in the goo, and I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt, 2nd level, and throw it at the large serpent.
Okay.
That's okay. Hurl bolt, range spell attack. Of course, I'd have to roll for that. That's a 10 plus 2. It's gotta be more than 2.
Wait, 6.
Yeah.
Or 5.
So that's 16.
16?
Yeah.
Is exactly what you needed.
Yay! 5d6 coming up.
Wow.
21 damage. Radiant.
21
Right
radiant.
to its face.
Right to its face. On top of his fireball that he swallowed, which was like 26, wasn't it? Something like that? 18?
That was 18.
18. All right. Yeah. Yeah, like one scale fell off.
Gosh.
I was hoping more like that radiant damage would be distracting me. Guess not.
Nice.
And then I'll step back in.
Okay. Okay,
Yep.
you're done. Tremor, Artemis.
All right.
The boat is really any movement should have disadvantages. I should make you guys do dexterity checks. This thing is being tossed and turned all over the place. You hear the boat creaking as if it's being crushed. You felt the boat lunge as something fell off the backside.
Yikes. What to do?
And I have you
Clothed and non-goo currently.
Yeah. All right.
But we're gonna fix that to some extent. All right. So Artemis will use his turn. Being that I blew one up here, I butchered this one right,
Mhm.
one that had been here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming there's still some goo present from that one.
Yeah.
So, and you said I kind of filleted it, so I'll take some of the goo. I'm not disrobing. I will put goo on myself, face, ears, upper torso, smeared legs, and take a piece of tail and chew on it.
Okay. But you didn't disrobe.
Nope.
You
Do
have
we
your
need-
you have your humility. You'll die with your humility. All right. That was Artemis' turn. Belinda?
How close is the giant serpent to the edge of the boat?
It's
It's coiled around it.
which part?
Okay, well, okay, yeah, that's true. Is it?
It's literally
all-
wrapped
all the
itself
way
around it, and it's the
Okay.
whole. This is all very chaotic. Yeah.
So there's some part of it across the deck here.
Sure.
Okay, then that's what I'll aim at.
I'm going to attack it.
With advantage, you can't hardly miss.
Okay.
The question is, can you break its hide? So, go ahead and roll.
Well, so let's. Which one do we think?
Well,
Lightning,
acid,
fire,
acid seemed to do pretty well on the.
Yeah.
It swallowed fire. I don't know if that's so.
Yeah. Okay. Acid.
There we go.
All right. So that's a 21
Yeah.
to hit it. 6 acid damage.
6
Okay.
acids. Okay.
Well, I guess I don't know if the shove it 10 feet is relevant here.
Yeah, you won't be able to
Yeah,
shove
it's
it.
close,
Oh,
yeah.
That part of it kind of just pushes back a little bit, but
Yeah. Okay.
then it springs back and pushes you. No, it doesn't.
All right. So another 21 for another 8,
Another 8. Okay.
and then even better, I get to reroll ones. 7.
7 more points.
Mhm.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay. You're making these little gashes in it.
Yeah,
You
that's-
made a little soft spot in its hide, but it doesn't seem like it's really even phasing this thing. That was Belinda. Jeff.
So I am going to run up the ladder, stairs, whatever they are.
Oh yeah. Now when this thing.
I'm gonna.
Mhm.
Well, first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shove the eel in that guy's face.
Yeah,
Like,
He was standing there naked. Okay, no.
and then I will, if I saw an action,
Yeah. Sure.
I will.
You moved. You handed it to him. That's kind of a free action.
I'll shoot the ballista at
Sure.
the.
Again, I give you advantage on this. You can't hardly miss. Other than the boat's rocking.
Yeah, right. I mean, and it's on a swivel, so it could be.
Yeah,
that.
but if there's this
Yeah, hulking body.
this
yeah.
thing across the deck, you just.
I rolled a 2 and a 3.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's a miss.
Yeah.
Okay. That's your turn? Alright, the eel's turn. Alright. I'm just forgetting about the eels are doing their thing.
I think he was aiming for the head.
What you have noticed is the eels, anyone covered in goo, they're just ignoring, right? And however, there is the one abstinent person as that
Artie! There's no time for modesty!
chose not to do it.
I have some goo. I have goo. If it's ignoring goo, it should be ignoring me.
You would think, as
It's a
the
phosphorescent
the
Western party,
mouth
just get down with it.
comes down and totally swallows this guy whole that was not following the proper instructions.
Ah.
The eels ignored it. Oh, I can't get to say that's too bad.
Just feet away from Grandpa.
Grandpa, who they do seem to be ignoring, he's just another eel to the eels. But the boat starts to rock. What kind of damage does the boat take?
Have you taken your armor off? So both of you guys are still.
We've gooed and eaten it.
Yeah, which is not the process Grandpa has suggested.
Understood. I'm just
And
clarifying.
so where's my chart? Damage chart. All right, I already had you roll a d20. I need a d10. Actually, is what I need you to do. So who rolled a d10 last time? So, Artemis, roll me a d10.
Sure thing. 6.
6. As another of the crew is thrown overboard. Ah! Psh.
Unfortunate.
All right.
That's 3 we've lost. 2 tonight.
2 tonight.
Not dead yet.
One is swallowed. You can see the lump going down its throat.
That one.
He's not dead yet.
Is the lump moving like it's still alive? Like it got swallowed whole like a snake does?
You see a hand pushing out against this room, and the hide's too thick for that. You couldn't see through it anyway. That was the eel's turn. Eel's turn. We are to Bay.
Okay, I want to do something that is very much against the rules, but I want you to say I can do it once.
Lay on.
So I'm interpreting. I'm flopping around on the deck. I'm following Grandpa's lead.
Yes, you are.
Okay, I want to shimmy my way over to where Artemis is.
Pull his pants down.
Grab his armor, and I want to basically just pretend I'm his armor and Misty Step his armor away, but leave him there.
Okay.
It seems following the rules of what Grandpa's laying out.
Okay. We're gonna, there's always a chance, right? So,
Luck check, right?
I was thinking more like Artemis doesn't want this to happen, right? He is actively not disrobed. He's seen everything and he doesn't want to do it. So, you have a spell difficulty class.
Yes.
14?
14.
I need a charisma saving throw against a spell class. What? No. What is your modifier? Is it charisma or intelligence or wisdom?
Charisma.
Charisma. A charisma saving throw.
So 19 plus 3 is 22.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm afraid that didn't work. You felt the magic.
So sad.
You grabbed it around his ankles, trying to teleport him out. But so I mean, what did happen? That I guess that's the question. If you're, what did happen?
So he was trying to Misty Step.
You out of your armor.
Oh, I see.
That's how I heard.
I
it.
thought he
Misty
said
Step
he was
his clothes.
stepping the
He's trying to
clothes
Misty
off.
Step his clothes off, I think.
Yes.
Okay.
Either way.
Either way,
Either way,
it's
yeah.
kind of the same idea. I gave you a charisma to resist his magic, all right? Because there is no mechanic to do that in Misty Step. It's
Yeah,
supposed to be.
this is very much against the spirit of the spell.
Yeah.
I think
Well,
it
then-
was very clever.
No, I think he
You
is.
know-
Inspiration for creativity.
You know what? Your charisma did that, but what does his arcane ability say about this? Can his arcane ability circum your 19 plus what?
3.
So it's a 22. Arcane check to see if you can overcome his charismatic resistance.
To try to pull out
17.
17 is not enough. All right.
So does he Misty Step him clothes and all? Or he just
Yes, he
nothing
does.
happens?
That's exactly what happens. You Misty Step, and so
And your pants are on your head.
we're gonna roll.
Backwards.
I mean, he's the one that succeeded. I think he should get to choose where he goes.
No. The DM gets to decide where he goes.
Aw.
Now you're riding on
Right
the
there is the
backwards.
Nikki captain. Right there on the ground is you. Bay grabs your ankles, and so we have a D6, and so we're gonna say this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the direction. And Misty Step is 30 feet. So a D4. Sure, we'll do that. 2. So that was 1, 2, 4. You are Misty Step up here. Not quite. All of a sudden, you're on the upper deck. That's what happened. But you're still in your armor. You're still covered in goo, and you are up against the rail on the back end of this thing. And that was Bay's turn. We're to the crew. The crew now is all naked, flopping on the floor, and at least the ones that were left, because the one that defied them was chosen. The only people standing are, of the crew, the only one standing, no one's standing. Everyone else saw this happen, said, "Oh, Papa's onto something." They all followed suit, and that was the crew's turn. Tremor, it is your turn.
I'm gonna disrobe and flop around on the ground.
That's a great idea. That's a great idea. And the sea monster, but we still have one person that is the holdout, covered in goo. You have fairy fire. That's a 19 plus a bunch, as it wraps its tail around you. Ow! And you're gonna take 23 points of bludgeoning damage.
Now, it did that. It was crew, tremor,
Did I miss somebody?
me.
Crew. Oh, you're right. You know what? I have the sea monster down here, and it wasn't its turn. You're right. It is not his turn. The eels already went. I gave it a legendary action, and I shouldn't have.
Excellent.
So
This buys Artemis enough time.
Yeah. You
to
see that?
recant. It's like, okay. So Artemis will succumb to, okay, this is clearly out of hand. Artemis will...
Nobody can see you.
Right. I'm way up here. Artemis will disrobe, turn his leathers around and have the goo on it, rub it on himself, and hit the deck.
All right. So
Having already eaten some.
only one I have standing is out Jeff.
I will flop around.
You flop around. All right. And so I need everyone to give me a nature or performance check, or give a creative reason why I should think you're an eel flopping around on the deck. Roll your dice and tell me when you're ready. Thumbs up maybe when you're ready.
Does it have to be nature?
Or performance.
Performance?
Nature
Yeah,
or performance?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you'll choose performance. Or come up with a creative thing that makes me think you're an eel.
Obey.
Ken?
Obey. He rolled a 6. We can't hear you, Ken, but he rolled a 6.
All right, you roll a 6.
Wait, you can't hear me?
Now I
Oh,
can.
we can. Yeah.
You roll a 6?
Roll. Well, first, gotta take you through my tale of woe. I rolled a 7. Went, oh, that's terrible. I'll use my heroic inspiration, and then I rolled a 6.
Nice. I appreciate your honesty.
Tremor rolled 14 because he's using his athletics because he's really rolling around.
Flopping hard. All right.
Oh, I didn't.
Artemis?
Taking advantage of that +5 performance with
Plus had advantage.
a 12 total.
Oh, with a 12.
I didn't.
With your +5, you still had a 12.
Yes.
Okay. How'd Jeff do?
What about... Oh, that D8 doesn't apply here because that's a tax, right?
No.
You could.
That's a
yeah.
D20 test. You can absolutely use that here. Perfect time to use it.
Except when it's a 1. It's a 13.
It's a 13.
Better. 21.
21.
21 athletics. So absolute
She's doing the work.
And as you're all doing this,
Jeff is
you see this giant worm start to focus. The ship steadies, right? And this worm is now scanning the ship back and forth, its head wavering back and forth. And it seems to pause ever so slightly over Bay. But then you hear a chanting coming from the captain as the whole entire boat starts to glow in this phosphorescent purple, and there seems to be eels all over flopping around on top of everyone. as this satisfies the giant sea serpent and it starts to lower itself back into the water. And the whole crew, they stay here as the boat just is starting to rock into its equilibrium.
Are there still some of the smaller eels?
The eels are all on there, but none of them are attacking anymore. They're flopping around, and yeah, the Stormrake says, gently and slowly, just ease the eels off the side. And as you do, the shrieking starts to subside, and the glowing purple starts to simmer down into the water. Everyone starts to get up. And Grandpa, holding one of the ends of the eels broken in half, walks up to Tremor and just starts beating your dumb ass with them. And you can, and there's Jeff going, he's calling you a dumbass. F-bombs. And where's the pretty one? Marching up the sword.
I'm pretty one.
And Jeff's laughing, and he follows you up, and Jeff's happy to translate all these slurs that the old Softpaw is throwing at you. All right, as someone starts to swab the deck, but the captain says no, we leave it. And that is our encounter with the sea serpent.
Whew.
Yeah,
That was rough.
exactly where we're at.
What just happened? Oh, I changed slides. I other options for our character on land. I thought of a fedora,
Nice.
or just the wizard from my logo.
Trevor would look for the guy who fell over the side.
Yes, you would. And so I think this is a luck check. You had the +2 on the luck. Why don't you roll a luck check?
He's got the dark vision.
16?
16. The dark vision? Yeah, he has dark vision. Yeah.
Very
But-
big, long distance.
Yeah, and you can actually see a little bit deeper as it goes. You find the body, but he's dead. He's dead. So we've lost 2 more crew. And the captain calls out, "What happened to her? I need a full systems check, a ship-wide check to see what damage we found." And so they go system by system to check. Fortunately, the hull of the ship seems well intact. The mast, the sails, they all seem intact. The rudder seems intact. That was something she thought might with the location. She thought, but
Something heavy fell off the back, right?
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
I thought maybe the rudder was what
Right.
got
Yeah.
you.
yeah. But it turns out you have no anchor.
That's what
Oh,
The anchor is now gone, and so old the Iron Jaw goes and says, "Captain, we've lost our anchor." That's
That's a problem.
the chain and all. I'm afraid so, Captain. It all seems to run out,
Yikes.
and we were using that for our depth finder as well. So we have no way of knowing the depths of the sea other than what we can see. Well, we can get Grix. He can scout for us to a certain amount when we have him question. We can fashion something with a rope and a chain. We need all ropes given to us.
Okay.
There's a call out for all ropes. I imagine each of you has a rope, 20-foot long rope, right?
50.
We'll tie it to a stone and we can
50
see.
feet.
We can at least. What'd you say, Ken?
50 feet.
It's a 50-foot rope.
50
but
foot.
yes.
You. Oh, really? Are they all 50-foot rope?
I It's big for everybody. Mine is.
Okay, well, the standard rope is a 50
The
foot.
standard's 50.
It's
then.
personal.
Yeah. Hmm?
That's personal.
It does say
We've all
legacy, so
seen
I
it
don't know
now.
if they're still 50 feet.
I see your rope is
There's one
longer
that
than
has a
mine.
50-foot rope too.
See how well you handle it.
I actually don't have a rope.
What kind of an adventurer are you?
My cheeks.
Kind of arrived on a horse.
Okay.
I have a 5-pound rope.
This is fun. Yeah, mine doesn't say how long it is.
Yeah.
And I'm going to put you in this
So we're
cell.
all taking our rope out of our inventory.
And in the morning,
So many innuendos.
when the sun finally rises, you floated into the next hex over. And I'm going to give you these 3.
So have we lost our ropes? They're being used?
They're 2 of your rope. 3. I'm going to say 3, 150 feet. Some of the knots. It's not a chain. They take 150. So 3 of your ropes are now being used as the line for the anchor.
Okay.
Tell you how long a rope is with the new version.
Right, that's what
That
I'm
seems
saying.
silly.
Yeah.
It doesn't tell you?
No.
Just says 5 pounds.
No!
5 pounds of rope.
That's dumb. I'll
The
say
old ones say 50 feet,
that. Right.
but the new ones don't. That's funny.
You're in the middle
It's like
of this sea somewhere north of the Isle of Dread. Well, you assume maybe it's northwest of the Isle now. You don't know. Who was the last to give me a direction?
They just led us into that.
Yeah,
oneness.
it was your fault.
Yep.
Oh. However, you do know how to deal with the sea serpent, and you have 1 potion of fairy fire. You glassed up some of the thing, and you feel if you could throw this and explode it on somebody, they would get the effects of fairy fire.
Who wants to hang on to that?
Who's good at throwing stuff?
Someone could have mine too. I don't need it.
You're what?
I have fire.
Okay, I'll take it.
Which is one for all of us, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
As you scoop up some of the guts and squeeze it into a glass container, you feel like if you shatter this on somebody, they would glow. They would glow for a minute, an hour, glow for an hour, and be easier to hit. Noel,
Yes.
it's the next morning.
Southeast.
This is day 11.
Southeast.
Southeast, you say. Day 11, morning of day 11. And we're going to go southeast.
That's southwest.
Southeast. Thank you. All right, what's the weather like? High winds, rough waters, strong 25 to 30 mile per hour winds from the west. And do you see a random counter? It's at 2 now.
17.
No, now it's up to 3. And do you see land?
Land is the question, is it?
Land. Roll d20.
14.
Nope, you don't see land. Okay, that was morning. Christian, you want to roll for the afternoon?
Sure. So 17 on the first.
17 on the first. 17, that's a no. Land. Oh, you need to give me a direction. Which way do you want to go?
Oh, right.
How do you spell fairy in this?
I'd like to
There's many
go
ways of spelling it.
AE.
F-A-I-R-Y is
East.
regular.
Southeast,
many
toward the
ways of
shore.
spelling
towards the
fairy.
shore, yeah.
D&D Beyond. F-A-E-R-I-E.
All right, no random counter.
2 for the land.
Two for the land. Okay. So you see land. What kind of land do we see? As we use up my landing spot. All right. Nestled between two towering sea cliffs, shaped like a jagged fangs, a narrow black sand beach reveals itself. Foamy waves, this is afternoon, right? Foamy waves crash against sharp outcrops nearby, but a natural break in the stone forms a protected inlet. An inlet big enough that the entirety of the ship could sail into this cove.
Sweet. Guys, there's a beach.
So you offer it to the captain,
Right.
and she says, we could, if we sail in there, we could investigate our ship more thoroughly for damage. This could be a good idea, and we would have some
Shelter from the wind.
Of course, we don't know what's in there.
That's what we're for.
Good. Take your boat, and take Grix with you, and ensure that the cove is safe from threats.
Okay.
Grix is the guy with the eel, right? He's the one that can swim underwater.
Oh, right.
Aquaman.
So you guys get in the boats. You start rowing to it just to make sure it's clear.
Got a
And
long rest, right?
yes, you all had a long rest.
That's a good call.
Temporary hit points are gone, right?
Mm-hmm.
And as you do, you hear the rhythmic booming of the waves crashing against the cliff faces, the rocks. You do see a 100-foot wide channel into this cove, into the rocks. As you as you go in there, each of you roll your die to give me some sort of check. As the water, there doesn't seem to be much of a beach, just this cave full of water.
Like a lucky check.
Whatever kind of check you want.
Okay.
And just thumbs up when you're ready.
Any kind we want.
Any kind you want. Any kind you want. All right. There's the thumb. All right. We started with Ken Lesson. We'll start with you this time.
17.
17. And what kind of check was it?
Strength. Or acrobat. Athletics.
Athletics. So how would we use our athletics to gain information from this? You're challenging the DM to figure this out.
You said anything.
Anything you want as you athletics. Boy.
I should have done animal handling.
Look at the
Should
bird.
have done deception.
She's jumping up and looking outward.
Yes, thank you.
Getting elevated to see out.
As you come, there's a ridge of rocks, and you get up there and you start. Yes, you jump from the boat to the edge and you start climbing up. You look down. The water seems clear. Grix is down there swimming around in the water, just checking things out. So you know it's plenty deep if you were to fall in. It's just water. What damage could water really do, right? But you rolled your 17. 17. As you get a good angle, you see deeper into the cave. You don't have dark vision or anything, but it is daylight. You can see the shadow. This seems clear. Ooh, we need, the DM wants to know, is there anything in this cavern? We're going to say 50-50. 10 and under is no. 11 and up is yes. Yes. As you peer back down into this cavern, you see the shape of a large ship. You say, guys, back there in the shadows, there's the outline of a ship.
It's One-Eyed Willie.
Yeah, nice. I was right there with you, brother.
So as they start to roll on, do you fall down into the water, or do you try to crawl back onto the ship?
Yeah, I'll jump back on the boat.
Yeah, you fall down. Now you are wet, but you crawl back on the ship, They start owing further in. Jeff, what do you do?
I see water and it is wet. I rolled a natural 1 on my nature check.
You're collecting the luck today. Yes, water. It's wet. You, absolutely. As you were doing, as rowing, you just got splashed in the face.
Yeah.
Artemis, what did Artemis do?
Dice rolls couldn't even
Artemis
get that.
got a 20 on his nature check.
Nature check. All right. As you row in here, you hear. You start to hear some sort of barking in the background, and you, in your day, back in your home, you've heard this once before, of like a sea lion.
Okay.
What'd you do?
19 with insight.
Insight. So as you try to quiet yourself, just to kind of get the sense of this cave, you have this eeriness, unsettling feeling of death, mingled with these barks. Obviously, are not happy you're here. Ken, what'd you do?
17 investigation.
17 investigation. And so normally we think investigation of turn things over, touching stuff. As you stick your hand into the cool water, what you gather, this is normal water. And you might think that that's mundane, but it's important, right? You don't sense any. This is just the normal salt water of sea. You look in there, you look down, that's what you got. For 17, that doesn't feel like enough. Maybe I'll give you more later. But as you row back to you see the sea lions, and you see this ship, this old ship. There's a big gash in its hull as it's laid up on a rock. Its masts are leaned over and cracked. The sails are torn. What do you do?
Is the ship been there a while?
Yeah. So with your check was
19
of
insight.
insight. Yeah, so with your insight, it does seem like it's been there a long time. Maybe it's the barnacles that have crawled up the side of the ship. Maybe it's the webbing that's come off. It seems well tattered and old.
I think this is safe to approach. We should investigate. Maybe there's a clue. Maybe this is an abandoned pirate ship. And a map to their hideout.
With your feelings of death? Really?
Well, somebody has to die here.
Okay. Fair point.
I feel like Jeff is just rowing away.
He just keeps rowing away.
He's in the zone.
And ultimately, you run up to a rocky shore. And you look. It's like, why didn't anyone tell me we're running up to a shore?
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're all looking at the bottom. Oh, wow.
So, do you turn around and tell the captain? Do you go investigate this damaged ship?
I think there's no point in going back to the captain without more information.
Yeah, because something could be lurking in there. She told us to clear the way.
And you see this large slug-like creature with whiskers barking from a distance 100 feet away, and it's two of these large creatures or a bunch of smaller ones are behind it. It seems over there. It seems the distance away.
Is the ship off in the water?
No, it's hung up on rocks.
Is it on our side? We could get.
Yes,
out
you
and
can
walk?
get to it.
Okay.
Yeah, you can get to it. I will say though, you see water lines on the side of this cave, like here, but then 15 feet up. Grix posts his head. He says, "Wouldn't it be swell if this boat had an anchor?"
We should definitely check for that.
If you would, go investigate, make sure the ship and there's. I hate to say it, but beware of undead.
Swell.
This adventure's been nothing but cursed.
Good thing we got a cleric.
And Grandpa.
Grandpa's not with you.
No, but Grandpa's been holding down the fort.
Yeah.
He's been holding it down. He's been.
He's
Clutch. He's coming in
showing the
clutch.
and you know, Captain says, "No, aren't you glad that I have my grandfather with me?"
Yes.
All right.
All right, let's go and investigate the ship. Find
You
an
go
anchor.
investigate the ship. Who would like to take the lead?
I mean, I will if nobody else wants.
Jeff says, "Oh, you cowards!" You crawl up there. You stand on the deck. You look around, and the deck. There's nothing obvious on top of the deck. Oh, wait, you're on top of the deck.
Would you like me to roll?
No, I would like to see. Does anyone follow him onto the deck? That was
Yes.
you. So Artemis, what are you doing? You
Yeah, I'll follow him up.
and then Tremor,
Yes, I'll follow behind.
Bay,
Yep, I go.
Belinda.
Yep.
All right, you follow him up to the deck. This thing is off. You know, it's kind of askew, right? And the boat creaks under your weight as you walk across it. All right, let's see. You just started. Tremor, you're up there. What do you do? You're on this ship. It's creaky. It's askew. What do you do?
Does it look steady enough to walk on?
As you walk across it, it creaks, but it's holding your.
I'm gonna look for the anchor.
So you know that you'd have to go below deck for that.
Okay.
So you make your way to. You point to the hole in the ground, and you start to crawl down. And you get down there. You start looking for. Give me an investigation check.
That is a 5.
5. As you go to the wrong end of the boat. Artemis, what do you do? You just saw Tremor go down below deck.
Oh.
And turn the wrong direction.
Oh, swell.
He looked this way, then he looked that way, and then he went that way.
Well, oftentimes anchors are off the bow, so I will head for the bow.
Yeah. Upper deck?
Um,
Or you go below deck?
no, upper deck.
Upper deck.
It's usually-
You go to the bow, and you enter this back room, and you enter what looks to be, could have been a captain's quarter, officer's quarter.
Okay. Do I see anybody?
You do not see anything, and it seems well cleaned out. Like you open drawers, you don't find any signs of. Even the bedding is gone.
Wow. Interesting. The bedding is gone. All right. Okay, my turn.
Jeff, what's Jeff doing?
I'm gonna look for the ship's bell.
Ship bell.
Most ships have
Sure.
bells on them,
You
right?
you look up the mast and give me an investigation check. First perception.
Perception check.
Yeah, as you look up, do you see it? It's usually not hidden.
4.
Yeah, you do not see as you look up the pole where it is on the Harbinger, and you do not see the bell. Now, if you want to give me an investigation check.
Where are the bells usually? That's a good question. Investigation.
You're on deck.
Another nat 1. So
Yeah.
that's,
I was
that's
gonna say,
another 4.
actually, they would be somewhere that you could reach it and ring it.
Yeah, wouldn't it be?
Yeah, as you look at the. Yeah, you look. You don't.
I don't know where to look.
You know. Belinda, what are you doing?
Let's head for the back, which is probably the bridge, right? So.
Well, we already said this was. I was already said he went to the back. You can go to the other end of the boat.
Well, he
Oh,
went
you want to
below.
go up top?
Yeah.
You go up top where the steering wheel was, and and you go up there and you investigate.
Yeah.
Give me an investigation check. You know what? No, there's nothing up there to investigate really, unless you're going to try to spin the. You give the wheel a spin and it catches and stops. There's really nothing to tell you other than that. Give me a perception check is what I want from you.
Perception. My perception. 16.
16. What you see is from this spot, you look as you're looking off the bow, the back end of the boat,
The bow's the front.
okay, the stern of the boat, you see that there is a ring of stones
On the boat?
and a collapsed tent. No, on the shore.
Oh. And a collapsed tent.
And a collapsed tent. There's a canvas collapsed. That's what you see. Bay?
Okay, I would like to go into the ship,
Below deck.
below deck, and then I want to see if I can find an entrance to anything else below, like a cargo hold or something.
Sure. You know what you do? You go down below and you find that there, just like in the Harbinger, there is a trap door that takes us to a sub-level. Also down there, and this would have been given to Belinda, not Belinda, Tremor, there's a big gash opening in the side of the ship. The hull has been breached. You open it up, you look down, it's dark, first of all. This part of the deck is dark.
I can see in the dark.
You
But I'll
can-
get light anyway.
Oh, all right. And what you see is empty crates.
Pirates.
Okay. With that information, what do you do next? There is no seeming life. This thing seems to be picked clean of any valuables.
Are there any flags hanging on the
Are
ship?
there any flags? If there were, they're gone.
No sign
How
of
about a
anchor yet.
name? How about a name? There,
And that's kind of what I was looking for. Like
Yeah.
ship's bell often has
Sure.
a name on it.
and so give a random ship name.
Yeah, I could check. Or it might be painted on the back. I could
Yeah.
hang over
Yeah,
the
look
back.
at
and
right.
look.
Does it sound piratey?
Piratey.
It says the Sable Mariner.
If we wanted to take the time to try to take it apart, in theory, there should be a chain attached to this wheel. Could be
True.
better than a rope.
Right.
Just don't have an anchor, but
Okay, so there's no evidence. We've looked and there's no anchor, or we've not found an anchor yet. I'm trying to gather.
Eventually, you find the anchor, and yes, there's an anchor there.
okay.
That's
But everything else is like
Picked over.
picked clean.
Yeah, I mean, no one's. What's someone going to do with an anchor, right?
Can you tell us about the tent?
But yeah, we could go check out the campsite.
yeah.
Yeah.
See if it's a piratey campsite.
So at the campsite, by the campsite, is where you find the pile of bones. No, better than that. Where the pile, there's the stone crypts, right? Where they put the bones, and then there's obvious stacks of stones.
Yeah, those cairns or whatever. they're
Cairns,
called.
that's what I want to say. You find cairns, one after another of cairns. And you see on the back wall of the sea cave, you see these etchings. Just how many etchings were there? Great question. That's this many. 67 etchings on the wall.
Like
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, cross. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, cross. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, cross. 60.
Go marooned here.
They were okay.
Have we seen anything that was piratey? Or are they just sailors?
I mean, I'm thinking pirates took everything with how picked clean it is.
Great questions. In my mind, these guys suffered some sort of damage and they limped into this cove. Shipwrecked. Later on, the pirates found the ship and picked them clean.
Okay.
Yeah, and you find all these cairns of burial cairns, and you find one skeletal body,
Right.
the last person.
Yeah. Well, should probably bury the last.
Yeah, that would
I would,
be-
Yeah,
that
I
would
would,
be
I would
great.
look to the cleric.
Yeah, I'd offer some rights and
Mm-hmm.
suggest we bury him.
You bury him,
Not where the crabs can get him.
right? Yeah,
Those red
you
buildings
find
at this point, right?
seagulls. You find normal sea life.
That's true.
You have the sea lions. They're angry at you, but they're barking from a distance.
I say we report back and let them know about the chain and anchor, and they can.
Can we bring it back in the rowboat?
That's a really
Too
big
big.
thing.
It's too big.
Okay.
Too
But
big.
we can go back and alert them, and then they can get the ship in closer, use the crew, drag it out.
So the
Probably
cap-
floated on some boards from the ship. Or
How long will it take them? No less than 24 hours
Hmm.
for them to pull out this anchor and reattach it to theirs safely. and so you get the ship in there, and let's roll for who rolled last.
Oh, it was you.
Oh, it was. Okay.
Your D10.
Yeah, I did the.
Yeah, and so let's see. And 2, we're saying random encounter and land at 2. Wes, go ahead and roll me a random encounter for the 24 hours.
So D10.
Do we have a
18.
no random encounter? That's a set of 3. Now they are doing this as that was afternoon, and by the time evening rolls around, they got the ship in there and they're starting to get to work at pulling out the anchor. Evening comes and goes. It's morning. They're not going to be able. They say we're going to take this whole day to get this right, and we will set sail again the next morning. You have a full day. Now, do you want to explore, or do you want to stay with the ship? You are here.
I would say explore.
I would agree.
See, I'm thinking we're in prime pirate area. We're not the first people to come in here to seek refuge.
You do get the feeling like probably at least twice other ships have been in here. What you know is there is a cliff face, and you could, if you were, we're gonna put you down. If you climb the cliff face, I will give you these 2 squares.
And we could get up the cliff in half a day.
In I'm gonna say a 4-hour block.
Okay. Let's do it.
Okay.
Have to share a couple
Alright,
of ropes.
4 hours. That's probably worth it.
Well, we're gonna get our ropes back because they took
Yeah,
the thing
no,
apart.
we
but
still
the-
got 2.
Right.
All right.
2 or 3.
You make your way up this is bouldering, right? Not really sheer cliff climbing, but
Right.
bouldering, right? There's some amount of climbing up rocks, but it's nothing death defying.
Right.
And you spend your 4 hours getting up there to the very top, and where you feel like you can get a visible. And what you can see is, and let me check my map. Let me just check my map. As you are there. Ah, you are there. You can see that to the south, and because of your height, I'm going to give you this one, this one, this one. All right, I'll move this down just a little bit. Okay. Oh.
What is that?
From your vantage point, you can see humanoids down on a beach below. But this is you're atop of this mountain. This is miles away. But what I just gave you, is this here? You can see.
Good thing the captain gave us his telescope.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. You have a telescope with you. I'll give you all of that.
Now, can we tell what type of humanoids they are?
No.
Like,
Too far away.
it's little
I mean,
ants?
they're this big.
Yeah.
Maybe you see 2 or 3 of them huddled over something on the ground on the beach. But you can see there's another beachy spot. Matter of fact, I'll say this whole section is landable area. And you guys are, I'm going to put you right here. At a very high spot, as you look around with your telescope that you, with a forethought, you brought.
Absolutely. Nice.
Now, you rolled a random encounter to see anything happen during the work inside the cave. I want you to roll another random encounter for up here.
Billy
20.
All right, nothing. Yes. Assortment of goats. I mean, off in the distance, you can see the signs of, like, often great birds or pterodons. You're not sure, right?
Maybe a yeti on the next peek over.
That's what that is.
Yeah. Kind of looks like one.
All right, so next week we will start of day 13, I think.
13.
And who wasn't here next week?
Me.
Christian's not here. I don't remember if Jarrett's back or not. I'm going to invite this guy, Mike Pacini, if you're watching Mike, to join us. And I have no idea if he's going to be available with his kids too. But with him gone, I don't know if Jarrett's going to be gone. Hopefully the rest will be as we continue our exploration of Isle of Dread, searching for pirates. Thanks everyone for joining. And until next week,
See you guys later.
take care.
See ya.
Hey, get well, bud.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.